Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Easy Allies Q&A for December 2020. I will be your host today, joined by Ian Hank,
Ah,
Daniel Bloodworth,
Hello.
Michael Huber,
ah.
Brad Ellis,
Hi.
and Michael Damiani.
Yo.
Hey, everybody. Yes, there will be a podcast this week. We're recording a day early. This is our Q&A that we do every single month. We put up submissions. Thank you, Ben Moore, for organizing it. And we took questions from everybody. We will be answering them during this live stream for everyone to enjoy. But if you would like to be a part of the Q&A, you can join us for our Q&A, the first Q&A of 2021 in January. And stay tuned to patreon.com for the submission info. Let's get going. Let me move chat over and move this. And then we'll kick it off with, you guessed it, Alexander Zirianov. Hello, Alice. 2020 has brought a lot of changes to our lives, and when I think about them, I feel that most of those changes were positive. Digital events allow you to attend something you never could before. Working from home saves time on a commute and allows you to apply for jobs regardless of their location. Many services now have remote options, so customers now have more choice. Not to mention that various restrictions gave us an opportunity to see what things we were doing only because we always did them and what things are truly important for us. I know I have a tendency to perceive things better than they are, because if something bad happens, I can't do anything about it, and I can't do anything about it. I usually just accept it and move on. So since you frequently expressed your frustrations with 2020, I'm very curious to hear your perspective on the changes this year has brought. Was it a mix of good and bad, or was it all doom and gloom?
I mean, not even to get in your car. It's really nice.
It's strange whenever I did. It was like, right, driving.
Yeah. Like Los Angeles driving is pretty intense, pretty stressful. So that's definitely a nice bonus, not having to drive anywhere.
Audible.com, Huber. I love driving.
Right.
I get my best reading done in the car.
It's good. That's good. I just always feel like I'm wasting time. It's like just be doing
those
something.
automated cars.
Yeah.
30 years.
Listen to a book, baby.
Yeah, totally. It's a good
Then
idea.
you're not wasting time at all.
It's a great idea.
I don't know. I have a hard time focusing on. I tried doing audiobooks for Game of Thrones like years back at Game Trailers days, and like half the book went in one ear, out the other while trying to. When I'm the one in the driver's seat, it's like
Yeah,
just too
that's true,
hard.
too.
Yeah.
It's definitely an acquired skill. You have to practice it, kind of.
Yeah. Podcasts were a good thing though.
Mm-hmm.
It's also Game of Thrones, just so many characters.
Yeah, that
Right.
too. It probably
So
wasn't.
much to
Probably
follow.
was a little too. Yeah.
So many
And then he like
descriptions
changes
of-
accents like between
trees and
books. You're like, dude, like, that dude's not French. What are you doing? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy, but yeah, I'm happy about where I ended up. But like the move was, that was stressful. The idea of moving from living in one place to another place is scary when you're just like, somebody buy the house, please. Happy to report, garage is still there. Deck is not gone. All the trees in the
Wow.
backyard gone.
Whoa.
Oh wow.
Yep. The
Those
house
are
is
odd choices.
white.
Aggressive.
White, bright white. Looked inside, white couch, white walls, white table, white.
Too much.
Whoa.
Okay. Like, have fun, you know. But I mean, like, we've made a bunch of changes to this house. You know, I painted these
Make it
walls.
your
so
own,
it's just
yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? I was
That's
like,
wild. Why'd they take the trees out? Oh,
It's especially funny. Yeah, especially funny when they like compliment things that they later removed. It's like, you lied to me. Like, yeah,
I love
deck
this
is
deck
nice.
and these
it's like-
trees. Yeah.
But
Now those idiots are gone with their
Blood's
trees.
jacuzzi's still there. Thank goodness.
Nice.
I don't know if someone has yet to come and demolish that, but
How do you get in it?
and this year is certainly difficult for people who have to leave. You know, some people can't. So some of those things, you know, Alexander, that you were like, it's nice, you don't have to go anywhere. It's like some people, obviously, that's not a choice for them.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's hard because like yeah, obviously there's a lot of bad, and so it's like I almost like don't want to talk about the bad because it's all there.
Yep.
They're
There's a lot.
not seeing human beings. But yeah, I mean the one thing that I do wonder going forward is you know how much that we will continue to do this sort of thing. You know which content is going to make sense for that versus scheduling time in the studio. You know, because if we're going to do a 15-minute discussion, like you're saying, like driving an hour and a half to do that 15-minute discussion may not be the best way to go about that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be curious, because at the same time, we could tack it on to other shoots, but that also means it could possibly delay that potential video. So it just sort of depends on how it all filters out.
You have made it good this year, allies. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely not all bad.
Yeah.
Some really great things happening this year, but yeah, it's kind of got to see the silver lining for sure.
Dude, like just being able to hang out with Beth every day, all day, like every day, all day is freaking amazing. It's been nice. We have not been taking that part for granted. So, because like it's almost kind of like once in a lifetime, of just I'm working at home, she's off, like being together for so long, for such an extended duration. Just like life gets busy,
Yeah.
So it's nice.
It's gonna be wild because Milo's gonna start really walking and talking and really
Yeah.
really joining the conversation when all of this kind of starts dying down. And so it's just gonna be like, what was life like a couple years ago? It's like different. You were born in a very interesting time. From James Davey, hey allies, seeing as Huber loves Bonds, I thought I'd announce that myself and Happy Gaming are working together on written video game projects. Here is a list of statements inspired by George Carlin and Jacque Fresco. I know George Carlin. Jacque Fresco is... Anyone? Jacque Fresco?
Nope.
Jacque? Yeah, not familiar. For you lot to discuss, agree and or disagree with. Here we go. Number 1. The planet is doing fine, and it's the people who need to be saved because the planet has been here for billions of years and has been through worse than us and is a self-correcting system. That I agree with in terms of, there were times when this planet was literally just magma, where and it's like, it was there, it's fine. It's still going to float around the universe and
Jacque
be okay.
Fresco is an American futurist.
No. But if we want to live on it, then we might want to do some stuff.
Humans
That's
are
the whole thing,
damaging
is
the
that-
Earth. I'm on the Earth's side.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, the Earth will take care of us if we don't.
Well, I mean, I see what
not
their-
in the way that it usually takes care of us.
I see what their point is, that humans are damaging humans' ability to live upon the Earth.
Right.
The Earth is going to be here until the sun explodes.
Right.
Whether or not it's habitable by humans, though, if that's your metric, then yeah, we're destroying the planet. But if the planet is here with plants on it, the planet will be fine, I guess.
Yeah, Earth Day should be called Human Day because it's really what we're scared about.
Yeah.
It's us, we would like to keep living here.
But yeah, we got to pump the brakes on this shit.
Yeah. Number 2, political voting is meaningless and gives us the illusion that we have choice. Politicians are put in place to keep things the way they are. Bleak, but not altogether untrue.
Not true, not untrue.
I mean, it's politicians are incapable of making any kinds of sweeping, meaningful changes, maybe, but lots of small changes and several meaningful changes have occurred due to politicians.
Yeah, I think I just read something like the Clean Air Act, has reduced air pollution by 70% or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, the air is way better than it was in the 80s.
Yeah.
Gay marriage is a thing. People mobilizing and making politicians make changes like that, are a big part of that puzzle.
Make them sweat.
But and also we've seen over the last few years, who's in office has an impact just on lots of little things too, general perception and behavior of people, and yeah.
Milo's got a great book that's just it's called Little Dreamers, and it's just here's Gandhi. He, it got some change going without fighting people. You're like, oh, nice. And it's Clara Barton made the Red Cross. And you're like, oh, neat. So it's nice to note those things. And there's 10 people that they give a full page spread, and in the end they're like, oh, and here's Eleanor Roosevelt and yada yada, and Banksy's one of them. I'm like, Banks, what?
Cut.
It's Banksy likes to, makes us think about stuff. It's okay.
Banksy's a very successful vandal.
Yeah, some things sometimes he talks about class differences and stuff, but he also made that weird phone booth easy.
Yo, Exit Through the Gift Shop is a 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. Banksy documentary, legendary.
I'm not sure how I feel about creeping onto Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, like
Did he do
things
that?
near the tracks. Yeah, you put like a Guantanamo Bay, like
Oh my
know,
god,
detainee
yeah.
on the
Oh
tracks.
my god, I remember that.
I forgot
and
about
it's
that.
it's
or I didn't
it's
know about that.
it's alarming because it shows you like how quick Disneyland snaps to attention whenever something goes wrong. Like they do not mess around. They got cameras everywhere.
Sometimes, like that Toontown meltdown, those people fighting there for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's,
Toontown, dude, it's off
That
books,
was
Brett.
not fast.
That is,
Eddie Valiant doesn't go to Toontown anymore.
yeah.
The
Toontown is
lawless.
backwater, dude. Like, there's no
would-
oversight back there. It's a nightmare. There are so
wonder-
many
yeah, I wonder
cockroaches living in that Chippendale tree.
I wonder if they expect like if Toontown's like more likely to have fights or less likely to have fights.
More likely.
Yeah, I guess.
100%.
They don't monitor
Yeah.
that zone very well.
They don't go out
Flawless.
there.
Toontown. Yeah, we don't kind of easy, Jack. This is Toontown.
Yeah. It's the outer rim out there, man.
Yeah, Third Rate Minion did it. Forget it. It's Toontown. Number 3, the only quote-unquote new normal we'll experience is if the electric grid is disabled permanently.
What
Whoa.
grid?
What?
The electric grid.
I mean,
if we go off the grid?
Yeah. Take them
That
off
is-
the grid.
That is a new normal that could happen. It's not the only new normal.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I camp as much as I do, to get ready. Get prepared.
We're not taking the bait. These questions are trying to be
Those
real
cold
incendiary.
winters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 4, yeah, Bliss not having it. Number 4, there's no such thing as originality, imagination, or creativity. Creativity, because our ideas come from taking known elements and combining them together.
No.
That's
No.
false.
No.
No.
That's what some creativity is, but that
Right.
doesn't mean it's not
I
creativity.
Completely disagree with that.
Yeah, these are
because
bait questions.
and you kind of just turned it around on yourself with that because you said our ideas come from taking known elements and combining them together.
Yeah.
The ideas,
Yeah.
it's like if you take something someone did, that's some creativity right there.
Wait, does it literally say creating something new at the end of this question?
There's no such thing. Yeah, from taking elements and combining them together.
Oh.
That's why I took umbrage a lot with. I hate it when people are like, "Well, that movie's just that movie." It's like, seriously?
That game's just that game.
Yeah, it's Avatar's just Pocahontas. It's like,
Oh my god.
right?
Fern Gully, bro. Fern Gully.
Okay.
They wish they had bad.
I'm gonna go
ears.
see every other movie ever made that was
Avatar.
totally original. So yeah, nice. 4, we universally shot down. Number 5, rewarding is the antidote to so-called quote-unquote laziness. I mean, with dogs, it certainly works.
Yeah.
If there's no food involved, dogs are not going to do anything.
I feel like the syntax of those two words is incorrect.
Right.
Should it be
Say it again? I'm
reward
confused.
Is the opposite of laziness?
I don't understand this one. Can you
I
repeat
think
it?
is this versus like is this positive reinforcement versus negative reinforcement? Is
I
that what
guess,
this is
yeah.
getting at? Yeah.
You have
Dude,
to
I
reward someone
love
to make them not
positive
lazy.
reinforcement.
Right? A little bit.
I love it. Little pat on the back. Yeah, you were nice. Good job.
This is true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Noted.
I mean, there's people. Yeah. I mean, I think like workaholics and stuff. Like, it's definitely a thing. People will work and work and work, even if it's not actually making them better or get them anywhere. I don't know.
More work
This
is
person.
its own reward.
I mean, yeah, whatever.
Here's the Picard Star Trek Nemesis question. Number 6, there are no good or bad people because we are shaped by our culture, and that defines our sense of morality. So you're not born bad, basically.
Dude, I've been watching Mindhunter, and I'm kind of down with this statement.
Yeah.
A lot.
It's-
There is a lot that has to do with like your upging and where you're from, and how you're
I mean,
raised, and
It's just nature
course.
versus nurture,
I'll
and
just
like,
disagree. I'll just put it there.
well, I mean, it's a combination. Of,
Right. I think
your
it's a
nature and
50-50.
Like,
because
if you're psychologically a sociopath or a psychopath, like you can't really fix that necessarily.
if you struggle with comprehending reality, like that's an
Right.
uphill battle that you have to get over. But there's an interesting documentary about triplets that were separated at birth that just like found each other later. Like he went to some convention or something, and someone was like, "What?" It was a friend of his, and then they got the three of them together, and it was was 50-50. It was like there were some things that like all of them had, in common, and some things that they definitely changed. And finally, number 7, if you show children how to do things and cater to them constantly, they'll likely become blobs. You have to encourage them to find solutions for themselves so they develop properly. Shots fired at me, clearly. Constantly sure.
I'm sorry. Show them how to do things.
You should show children how to do things.
Yeah,
though.
You should or should not.
You could show them how to do something, but you don't have to do it for them.
If you cater to them constantly, yeah. If you,
Well, I mean,
I got to show Milo that the circle block goes in the circle hole. Like I got to at least do that, So then, okay.
well, it's impossible to constantly cater to anyone because like
Mm-hmm.
you can't constantly 100% like unless they're in lab conditions, you can't,
Right.
Fraser questions better George Carlin and Jacque Fresco.
Whew.
We make it? Nice.
DRD 7-14. Hey yo, allies. In lieu of Cyberpunk's performance and bug issues, what is the worst technically performing game that you still had a blast playing through to the end despite the issues? Eternal Love and Respect, DRD 7-14. So we had something similar on Love and Respect recently, but you still enjoyed this one.
Enslaved. Was pretty rough. 10 out of 10 game. I'm obsessed.
Deadly Premonition 2 is a
Hubert,
Deadly Premonition 1 and 2 are a good ones.
The sound in Valhalla is bad. Like I'm calling it now. It's like I don't know what they did. I don't know if it's because we're playing with headphones.
The mix
but,
maybe is really weird.
The mix is weird.
It's actually the audio quality, the sampling quality.
But like
and stuff,
all those the classic after you like assassinate somebody and then like you go into limbo and you get to like chat with them. The sync is off. The sound effects are off. Every time someone like dissipates into smoke, I hear it either 5 seconds before or after, but it's like rarely synced. So strange.
That is weird.
Chat's calling out Fallout New Vegas and Earth Defense Force. Those are good ones.
For sure.
Skyrim for sure.
Morrowind,
Yeah,
Morrowind comes to
Skyrim.
mind. Like that was pretty.
Yeah.
Any
yeah,
Fallout
sorry.
or Elder Scrolls, just blanket
any
statement.
Bethesda game, any Bethesda game at all, fun as hell, but trash. 76 was great, flawless.
Crisis. No, I
Mass
didn't
Effect
even
1.
like Crisis 1 when it came out.
Crisis.
It ran like shit. And I didn't
Or
even like
you
it.
couldn't run it.
Yeah, I couldn't run it to tell if you liked it or not.
Yeah, how many
play series.
PC games you couldn't get to run?
Just Cause 3 and 4 and 2. All the Just Causes were that's not good AI. It's just not. But it's very fun.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to like Need for Speed games even when they're bad.
Same.
Yeah.
They tend to sell well when they're bad too.
I can't think of any buggy ones though, Bloodworth. Sorry.
Oh, buggy racing games or buggy
Yeah. It's like so broken.
Need for Speedses?
Yeah. Oh well.
Hubert, give me one of these. Just a little sign off every time. A little Han Solo every time we're good.
We're good. Next,
Oh,
please.
Andromeda was another one that was buggy that I still enjoyed.
Oh, Andromeda.
Mike Hook 1. Hey guys. How are you? Seriously, how are you? Really? With the 3 major console manufacturers pumping millions of dollars into marketing, how do you feel these companies are doing in their marketing efforts? In which ways are they each succeeding, and what opportunities do you see them not doing, but should? I think everybody's doing okay.
I think
it was
everyone's
interesting that
doing okay.
Microsoft
My extra hard drive yet?
sold less than half, or you spent less than half than Sony, because it kind of shows you that Microsoft's like,
On TV ads, yeah, that was an interesting graph. Yeah.
that money's not going anywhere.
Do you think the Microsoft had to pump the brakes when they delayed Halo? Because I remember seeing so many of those commercials for a minute and then nothing. It was all of a sudden like these Halo Xbox commercials, and then they. I wonder if they like pulled the
that
plug
does
on some of
hurt.
those.
Wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
I think they could have still, they might have still been able to put those same ad slots into generalized ads. Like if they had bought the time, then they could have just replaced the ads. So I don't know about that.
I love all the preloaded campaigns for Cyberpunk, because they're like, clearly this is the biggest game of the year. And so like at the peak of just the negative attitude towards Cyberpunk, Best Buy's like, you playing Cyberpunk? Like, yes, Best Buy. We're trying. You're like, you having fun? And like the Game Awards, where they were like, so Ellie versus what's her name? They're like,
Abby.
Team
who's
Ellie,
winning
Team
here?
Abby.
It's like,
Yeah, that was
Oh,
tone
boy.
deaf. It was so weird.
I wonder if at the end of the day, was the Microsoft reveal at the Game Awards, was that smart? Because I wonder if that was like, I wonder if, how many hoops they had to jump through to like get everybody on board with that. That like, yeah, let's go first. Let's do it really publicly in front of everybody at this huge event. If that like did well, or if it's just like whatever. Same people bought Xboxes. Nobody bought more or less because they did that.
Oh,
Yeah, I think everyone's crushing it. I mean, obviously this was a weird year to judge it.
Yeah.
Because, everyone's quarantined
Yeah.
and gaming, but it seems like everyone is doing what they need to do. I mean, the PlayStation kind of launched with some bugs there. And I haven't really seen any system updates. I think I've updated it like once or twice, but like kind of rocky there. But it seems like that stuff will be ironed out.
I mean, like, whether they're marketing well or not, they're successes because they've sold through every
Mhm.
Yeah,
unit.
Right.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
the Switch is selling gangbusters. Like it's just a time for people to buy consoles, I guess. So it kind of doesn't matter. Like they're crushing it regardless.
Best Xbox launch ever, best PlayStation launch ever, best console launch ever for PlayStation, and
Wow.
Switch still beat both of them.
Right.
Yep.
What more can you ask for?
And graphics cards, I'm sure, as well, selling through.
Oh.
Sold out.
Mhm.
Still
Yep.
sold it. Yeah, you can't get them anymore. Like at all.
Everyone's crushing it.
Video games.
Video games. From Ulf himself. Hello, allies. Sometimes we stop playing a game for no particular reason. We just sort of get sidetracked with something else. Other times, we know exactly why we stop. Please share some instances where you dropped a game for a particular reason. It doesn't need to be because it was offensive or insulting. It just needs to be specific. For example, I dropped Animal Crossing at around week 2 or 3 of buying and selling turnips. I just lost interest when bells lost all value because I could get an infinite amount by selling turnips. Fair.
I mean, I love dropping games.
Yeah, it's rare for me, but
I dropped Cyberpunk when Ben's review came out, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I dropped Cyberpunk.
Took the wind out of my sails. I'm like 30
I
or
can
40 hours in. I think I'm
put
like
that back
5
on the shelf.
quests.
Maybe play it later.
5 quests from the end of the game. I kind of want to romance Judy, but I don't super care.
My
I think I
target for
probably
that
just
game
won't
is
play
summer.
it.
Yeah,
think
I
just
am.
end up
I
playing
am
it.
still planning to get back to it. I'm just trying to work through some GOTY backlogs on the way, since I have put a fair amount of time into Cyberpunk.
Wait, you haven't beaten it yet? Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Am
You know me. I
still
go
farther than you?
slow. I explore. I do tons of side quests and stuff. I've actually spent like a ton of time out in the Badlands at this point, so I haven't even gotten to some of the other main quests.
I dropped
Daria
Buck
pulled me out.
Bumble
Wow.
because that game sucks.
It's a bad game.
That's a specific reason.
I guess I dropped Animal Crossing, because it felt like chores to me at a point, but I think Animal Crossing is that kind of game where you just could stop playing after a while. It's not like I dropped because the narrative or some shit like that was bad. I just kind of got over the routine.
Right.
guess.
I mean, how many hundreds of hours? do
Yeah,
you need to
exactly.
put in?
It's
Like, you're
like,
gonna end at some point.
I got
right?
my fill. I'm fine.
Like,
Well, and it's like-
I go back to it every couple of weeks, just to check on new events and, try to get whatever new fish are there or whatever. But
Yeah. I'm probably the one who plays it the most still frequently. And I still, I check in every week a couple of times. That's mostly because my girlfriend plays a lot of it still too. So
yeah, that definitely helps. Like when you have that social hook on
Yeah.
anything, like that'll just keep you in for longer.
plus I just love it. And it's
Yeah.
it's so cozy. My sister just got it, so like we were visiting each other on Christmas. It's just like
Nice. Last thing I dropped was this horror game called Made of Scare.
Oh yeah.
It was not good.
I felt bad. I recommended it on Huber Syndrome, and then I just like a week later, I was like, I'm good. I'm over this. Deleted it. Never finished it. Got like halfway
Dropping a
through.
horror game.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Ooh.
It's crazy when the opposite of this happens because I go into most games figuring I'll play them until I stop, but like when the opposite happens, like I picked up Grindstone and I thought I'll dick around with it for a little while and then like lose a level and stop playing it, but I'm like still going strong on that game. I'm just like really going for it on this Grindstone game for whatever reason.
If we were not doing that spoiler mode on Valhalla, Huber, I would probably have bailed at this point. It's just insane. It just
100 hours, baby.
I got Assassin's Creed has to achieve the same amount of sales with a game that's 70 hours instead of 100. Like
I know.
Like I can't.
Trim
that
it
many
the
people
hell
bail?
down, Ubisoft.
Yeah, it's like, what's the? Is
When
it
will
like
they
a
learn?
dare or like why? Like why
seems
are
like
they
a dare.
so intense?
When they asked Eves like a year ago, remember that?
Man.
They're like, is there any plan for you to make your game shorter or smaller? He's like, no. Whoa. No. It's like, dude.
Like it's kind of nice later on when like somebody comes back in. I'm like, oh, it's that guy. That was we haven't seen this guy in a long time. Cool, you know. Like I don't get that experience in other games, but like that's it. There's so many like, oh boy.
Yeah, I've been racking my brain. I can't think of anything that was like a very specific reason recently. It's usually just like me trying to play a bunch of different games, or and then I'll have something like Blood Pack that will like force me to start something, but then I'm still playing something else, and so then I end up not really getting back to it the way I want to.
Yeah, this job definitely makes me start, let alone finish a lot of games I probably wouldn't otherwise, just because I have to talk about it or do a thing or whatever.
But it is funny, like every time there's, like even when I did that Fire Emblem NES game the other week, it's like, dude, I totally want to like start this over, like play with the things I just learned and like get through this whole game. And I was like, oh, it's like 15 or 20 hours. Like probably not the time for that.
Might finish Dead Rising the next time I play it, Hubert, because somebody pointed out you can spit in that game. There's like a special drink you can make that you spit, and they're like, "That's
Dead Rising."
Yeah, they're
Dead
like,
Rising
"That's how
1?
you Dead Rising 1
Spit?
They're like, "Yep." They're like, "That's how you beat the boss."
One of the
Yeah, that's how you beat
greats.
Tenkai. You just
Dude,
the
I
whole
had
fight.
no,
He's like, and you can't do anything.
had no idea.
What? It's just
I
some
rock
crazy-
that
orange
double
juice
lariat
and
trick.
something. Yeah.
But what if you spit and double lariat? That's probably OP.
Yeah.
That's probably the meta.
Yep.
I just
We
started
broke
playing.
you, Dead Rising.
I just jumped into No Man's Sky on the PS5 because I wanted
Holy
to.
shit.
I wanted to
Nice.
see what it was like on the
Yeah,
PS5.
I'm
and
curious too.
I transferred my old save up, and I had a creative. I have a normal game and a creative game, and I spent like 2.5 hours just like putting electricity on my base that I built
Is it amazing now?
because they added electricity. Oh, I mean, it's great. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And then I
Awesome.
kept thinking to myself because I was loving it. I was just enjoying it. And then there was a point in time where I was like, I should probably be playing Ghost of Tsushima for GOTY discussions, but I really want to power all these lamps. It's like, yeah.
From Mikhail Aniel, hello Easy Allies. In late November, the first trailer for Saga Frontier Remastered arrived. The game looks great. After just one trailer, it looks like a GOTY candidate in my eyes. They make some updates that will improve the story, etc. The original has never been released in Europe. Do you have any experience with Saga Frontier? Trailer is on RPGgamer.com, November 28th, 2020. Love and respect. Oh, that's the date. Sorry. Saga Frontier. Anybody?
I
Saga
looked
Frontier.
at it
Nope.
on the
Oh.
one of the shops.
But you're talking about the Saga Collection. Saga Frontier is after the Games Net Collection, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't really have experience with this one.
yeah, the whole series I'm totally out of the loop on, unfortunately. I've never
Oh, I
played
recognize
any of
this
them.
Cover.
Because, yeah, the Game Boy games I had never gotten, and then I didn't have a PlayStation until after the PS2 was out. So, yeah,
Sick.
it's just something I've never caught up on.
Gives me a Grandia vibe.
Looks
Yeah.
it looks cool.
Yeah.
The logo looks like Sakwa Frontier.
Looks sick as hell.
That's the Saga.
100 hours?
Probably.
I doubt it. PlayStation RPG is probably like 30 or 40.
Ugh, it's giving me
This-
Suikoden
Saga's
vibes.
very slow.
This looks dope.
So weird. Main story, 10 hours. Main plus extras, 55.
Whoa.
Quite a difference.
Saga
Like a
Frontier
Bethesda game,
received mostly mixed or average reviews in North America. I want to
Saga
find
Frontier
one quote. IGN proclaimed Saga Frontier to be the only bruised apple in Square's current collection of
Bruised
role-playing
apple.
games.
Damn.
Apple.
Nice.
Got it. Gotta
That
save
is
that one.
good.
That's a good one.
That's
Please put
so
on the back
good.
of the
That is
box.
good.
You gotta use that.
Shit.
Crackdown 3 is the bruised apple of the Xbox exclusive lineup.
What? But is that the original, like when it came out?
Yeah, what originally came out.
So I'm curious whether it just didn't have the production values people are expecting from like a Final Fantasy game.
Top 10 Bruce tag.
It is really funny to look back at old reviews on games that like we like and think are quaint and wonderful now, you know? Like at the time they're like the graphics are terrible and it's like Monkey Island, Curse of Monkey Island or something. And it's like
Yeah.
now we all love it, you know?
Do you remember Next Generation, that magazine?
Yeah.
With a potential for a deep and involving adventure, Saga Frontier is a depressing misfire from a company praised for its innovation in high-end titles.
Wow.
Wow.
Oof.
Depressing misfire.
That might be a fun reaction shots. Ian, I saw somebody on Twitter, some film buff that I follow, posted a really fun list of all, like movies that just bombed at the box office, and they're all incredible, you know, like beloved
like
stuff.
Good
Just-
failures. Yeah.
Dread.
Dread.
Oh, Dread. Yeah.
Blade Runner
Bread.
2049. You said go to Dread.
From Jesse Blue, happy holidays, allies. I hope you're all taking some much-deserved rest. My question is on the topic of holiday music. There have been a lot of songs that remind me of different times of my life, but sometimes it's because I don't want to hear the song. For me, this song is Feliz Navidad because it reminds me of a choir concert performance during which 3 different classmates of mine passed out while recording the program for the local cable channel. This year, I heard it multiple times in the span of a few minutes. I left one store while it was on, went into another one, had a different version playing. So, allies, are there any songs you could never get into or understand why they play it at Christmas, or just one you're so sick of hearing that they could not play it for 10 years and you'd be happy? It's finally time to come clean. We still love you anyways. Thanks and best wishes for a happy new year. Love and respect, Jesse Blue. I just want to share the quick story about when a lady passed out and fell on top of my dad during a choir that he was in.
Oh.
Where I look from one side of the stage and then look back to the other. I'm like, where'd my dad go? It's just like took him out. He's fine. He's fine. Everyone's fine.
We used to
Just
go
those
to
hot
the-
lights if you're not used to it.
Every year we would go to the candlelight processional at Disney World, where they'd have like a celebrity read like the Christmas story, and like there was a big choir, and they'd have a high school, like several high schools, as the backup choir to the Voices of Liberty, the main little choir. And there'd be like 2 or 3 pass outs every year, like every time,
Jeez.
because they just like lock their knees and like they're not.
Pass outs or vomits. Either way, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
You
Great
roll the
stuff.
dice on which is more likely.
Wow.
Herald trumpets, really cool.
I
It's
like
hard.
Christmas music.
This question's hard because like I feel like I don't have all the annoying Christmas songs in my head because I didn't go anywhere. Like I wasn't in any shops or anything.
Good
Right.
call.
So I'm trying to like think back to last year, like what was getting on my nerves.
Isn't it always the Mariah Carey song?
I feel like the one
I
I,
only-
love
I'm-
is
I'm fine with
This
that song, yeah.
Christmas. I like
Yeah.
This Christmas a lot.
I
That
only
one
get-
plays a lot.
Temporarily annoyed when they're playing it in November.
Yes.
It has to be December 1st. If I'm hearing this
Sure.
Christmas stuff and it's like November something, stop.
Dude, Hubert, I
Stop it.
appreciate stuff like that.
Pre-Thanksgiving, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Special types of chocolates. They're a holiday variation from Ghirardelli. Only available on December 1st onward. Like
Yes.
they had like a fake one like before November to like get people. It was like not the real one, but the one with like
What?
the eggnog flavor. I was like, nope, December 1st. I was like so
Imposter.
happy when I went there and I was like, perfect. Respecting
Guys.
the timeline.
Seriously
So
though,
good.
just be grateful that we have Thanksgiving and Halloween to buffer it, because that's one of the surprises in Germany. I would be there for Gamescom and my friends would be, hey, look, Christmas cookies are on sale. I'm like, what? It is August. What are you talking about?
Wow. Bullshit.
Though German and Norwegian Christmas cookies are real good. Pepperkake, so good.
Went
Basically,
to a
like,
Christmas store in
ginger
Rothenburg, I
snaps.
think. That's like it's a Christmas store. Like they don't just season it for Christmas. It's you can go in like April and like it's just Christmas trees and lights and everything.
Dude,
That's like,
sorry,
yeah, that's
finish.
normal in Germany. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's the
yeah.
It was the most combustible store I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm like, if anybody just flicked a cigarette, like everything would go. Very claustrophobic.
Don not chowing down on Yule scum this holiday
It's weird.
bums me
Miss
out.
it.
What do you mean? He chows down on it every time. It doesn't matter what time of year it is, dude.
right.
I just haven't seen it, is what I'm
Right.
saying. You know?
But yeah, I definitely have had less exposure to Christmas music this year. I mean, I did turn on the the radio station for a few days right around Christmas, but I got to it pretty late. But like not being at home and not being at church and playing Christmas music every week and all of that, and so yeah.
Yeah, can't think of any songs that really bother me. I think it's just the repetition of some songs, like over and over and over, which makes me stop or start to dislike one.
Maybe It's Cold Outside is problematic,
Sure.
so that one comes to mind.
I like there's different versions of it. There's different when like like Disney has a version or something. It's like they have to change a lyric here or there.
Yeah.
I like people that like stand up for that song too. They're like, look, these people are in a committed relationship, and you're like, okay, it doesn't sound like it, but
Yeah, it doesn't sound like what'd you put
Amanda
in my
doesn't
drink?
like
I don't know.
the John Lennon song, which bums me out, which I don't know. I don't know the names of any of these songs, but
Yeah, that's another hard thing.
Like,
too.
so
Black
this
Christmas
is
or
Christmas.
something?
She doesn't like
Yeah.
that one, but the
Love
one
that
that Paul
song.
McCartney sings and plays all the instruments, like Tuesday.
Yeah, that
one.
Oh yeah, that song sucks.
That song
Yeah,
sucks.
I was
Wait,
thinking
I
of you
like
when I
that
heard that one in
song.
the car.
I like that song, man.
It gets very old very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't listen to it on repeat. That's like a
Simply
one or twice the whole
having
Christmas.
a wonderful-
War is Over is the name of the song. Thank you.
That's like
The
a
John
December
Lennon song.
22nd joint.
Yeah,
but-
Paul McCartney.
you don't listen to the same Christmas songs over and
I was
over. and
thinking we
Wonderful
need like
Christmas
a
time.
we need like a trivia pack or like a Jackbox or something that like gives you multiple choice on like lyrics to Christmas songs and figure out like which ones you would actually
Yeah.
get right.
Like,
Because
what's
when
the
you stop
third
and
verse
listen
of
to some of the
Silent
lyrics,
Night?
you're like, wait, what are they singing about right now?
Yeah.
There's so
Or
many
like
that
the-
you don't, but you don't really know.
Or like every single one of the like especially older Christmas songs has like a hidden fifth verse that's about like killing children, and you're just like, what?
Whoa. Play it
Like
back
for
in
real?
reverse.
Like I'm not even joking.
Brad McCartney played every instrument and wrote that song. No one gets royalties in that song but him. every time you hear that,
Wow.
there's no. I
how you
think he
do it,
published
baby.
it in his own label.
That's
how
how
you
you
do
make
it.
money, Jones.
that
That's how you
guy,
make
yeah.
money.
That guy makes a lot of money. But without a doubt, the worst Christmas song is the song like "Don't They Know It's Christmas Time at All?" Because the plot of that song is, "Hey, I was in Africa and they don't know it's Christmas. What the hell?"
It seems
Oh,
very
excuse
colonialist.
me?
Is it like the We Are the World kind of thing?
Kind of, but it's
It's pretty colonialist.
It's like, what a horrible message. It's like,
Band-Aid.
Africa's cool and all, but they don't know it's Christmas. Like, that's fine. It's okay. Let them do whatever they want. But don't they? That keeps me up at night. Went to hang out with some tribe. No Christmas tree. All right.
Oh, yeah, that
From
is
Angelo.
the Feed the World charity song, isn't it? Is it? No. Whatever.
Feed the world. Yeah, the message. I mean, the if
That's
it
the
raised
same
money
song?
for charity, that's good. The song itself
That's the same song as Do They Know It's
is
Christmas Time at All?
swing and a miss.
Wow.
Because they do say feed the world, don't they know it's Christmas time? Help people, don't bring them Christmas itself doesn't help anybody. It's not take some Christmas. Angelo, hello allies. The end of the year brings some cheer, but also some melancholy and nostalgia to me. Not necessarily a bad thing. Some video game songs do a very good job of evoking the feeling. Personally, Tetris's End Results theme and Final Fantasy IX's The Place I'll Return to Someday never fail to move me. What are some songs that do the same for you? Happy holidays to all, Angelo. Evoking the feelings.
The Resident Evil save theme
Oh, yeah.
every time makes me think about my entire life.
Prelude.
Oh, the prelude.
I love
My
that.
entire life. That's good, Eber.
That puts that in a whole new context now.
Because they're kind of echoey Huber. There's like that echo. He sees multiple Hubers just kind of extending out.
It's funny. Dearly Beloved is definitely a top tier one for me.
That Super Metroid credits roll.
Several songs from Symphony of the Night definitely like teleport me back in time.
Probably play the Bastock theme. I'll be like, oh.
Dire
High school again
Dire
from Final
Docs.
Fantasy 11.
Yeah, Dire
Dire
Docs is
Docs.
great. Aquatic
Uh,
Ambience.
Which
A lot of
one's
great
Dire
ones.
Dire Docs?
The water
That's
level
super.
theme.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah,
Mario.
from Super Mario 64.
That's right.
The Sagebrush, whatever, Symphony.
Sticker Brush Symphony.
Sticker
Sticker
Brush
Brush
Symphony,
Symphony. Yeah.
Um,
What was the Tropical Freeze song Bossman loved?
That's the one I think.
Oh, I don't remember what it's. No, I forgot
No.
what
Oh,
it's
no,
called
no.
though. It's like the Savannah level.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's
Oh,
called
that
though.
one, yeah.
Terra's theme. It's just like, oh god. Da-na-na-na-na. Like,
Jessica Curry stuff gets me too. Like,
there's so many versions of it. Oh, Juno from Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Ronfar. Yeah. The horse music.
Far, yeah, dude. Shout out to Sandoria.
The Wind Waker boat sailing theme. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm
Yeah.
on a boat.
Kos, the Kos song from
yeah,
Breath of the
Besed
Wild.
from Final Fantasy X.
From
Yeah.
Master Pants. What was your favorite interaction in a game for 2020? Mine was specifically running full speed at the shoji screens in Ghost of Tsushima and cutting them down. The smooth transition from running to slashing with that great sound of destruction was very satisfying. No shoji screen was left standing, no matter how inappropriate. Favorite interaction?
Well,
That's funny because this is probably something I would end up bringing up in our awards discussion. So you're going to hear me repeat this. But just in Half-Life Alyx, basically being able to use the door as a shield against head crabs, it's pretty freaking cool. Like there'll be head crabs on the other side of the door. I'll grab the handle with one hand and open it and like shoot in, and they start to jump and like, nope, close it.
set the room.
Open it up again. All right.
That's cool.
Nice.
It feels super good.
That game is so good, dude.
There's a lot that I really love in Last of Us, but my favorite one is when Abby and Yara are talking about Lev and like why they're after Lev and Lev's past.
Wrong kind of interaction, Hubie. We're
Like,
talking about,
characters interacting.
No, interactivity. Like
Oh,
door or slashing a thing.
Oh.
I really like...
Yeah,
there's-
breaking
there's-
glass then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a
Breaking
thing
glass.
in Valhalla where if you assassinate one guy and somebody's nearby, you get to assassinate them too if they don't know that you're there, and you
love
chuck the axe. Just
Love that.
like,
I like
off
in
their
the
feet.
last one though, Jones, the warp strike. It's the same exact
Oh, yeah,
mechanics,
yeah.
except she throws the blade
Yeah.
and like teleport. I love that.
Warp strike.
Wasn't that in the last game, in Odyssey?
Mhm.
Or are you talking about Odyssey or
Yep,
Valhalla?
yep, yep.
I'm using a warp
In
strike.
Valhalla, it's just a
Yo.
throw.
Oh, okay.
2 words. Dance off.
In Final Fantasy VII?
Yes.
The dance off.
3
So
words.
good.
8 directional rolling.
Yeah, that was nice.
So good. Even so.
One word, Genova.
Also, just like so many cute little moments of interactivity in Animal Crossing.
The waving at the airplane when it flies over. I think
Oh,
is my
yeah.
favorite.
Yeah.
That just always cracks me up.
Oh,
many little
shit,
things.
Little
man.
Easter egg.
Doom was real good. Like, going at 100 miles an hour and ripping some demon in half is pretty sick.
Super shotgun, Brad.
Yeah.
Downing Nemesis feels good every time. Yeah.
Every time.
From Michael Rebelato. Hey, Alaz. Hall of Greats is one of my favorite EZA productions. I mainly appreciate hearing how you praise your nominations from all sorts of different angles, but I'm curious what you can come up with off the top of your heads. It doesn't have to be a great game. In fact, maybe aim lower than the greats. But are you able to very quickly come up with 1 or 2 points to praise for any video game you really like or respect? Likewise, feel free to nitpick the game too. I wouldn't argue it's one of the greats, but San Vanalona in Skate 1 and 2 has an incredible open game design and a beautiful aesthetic. Thanks, allies. I hope 2021 is a great year for y'all. Michael Rebelato, a.k.a. Dipset.
So praising something about a game that
Maybe...
might not make it into greats.
Yeah. From a different angle. I've got an angle.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard for me to parse where the actual question is and all that.
Are you able to very quickly come up with 1 or 2 points of praise for any video game you really like or respect?
Yeah,
I guess we
here's
don't
the
have
secret.
to, but can
I
we?
haven't prepared for most Hall of Greats.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Answer.
you've seen me do it.
The answer is yes. Yes. But you didn't ask to provide examples. So
Yeah, we
If,
can't.
if
answered
there's
the
no
question.
cut video or written script, that was in the moment. But yeah, I hope you would all be good at this.
Yeah, well, here, how about
it's our
this? How about
jobs.
this? Like, somebody name a game, and then we'll come up with something nice to say about it. Like a game that wouldn't maybe get in to Hall of Greats, like Wave Race 64.
Great
Wave
water.
64.
Great
Best
water
physics.
physics.
The
Yeah.
water's amazing, yeah.
But you got to wrestle with that water. You know what I
do.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's one thing if you do an MX versus ATV and you like, I see where that ground is. It's gonna be in the same exact spot when I land. Like, you don't know.
I challenge anyone to name 2 better jet ski racing games than Wave Race 64. I challenge you right now. I
Well, how
dare
many
you.
are there?
Well, there's Jet Set.
Then it's
Prove
one
a
of the
point.
greats if
Proving
it's
a
the
point
best
by
at
asking
what it
someone else to
does.
prove a point.
They have made they've made others just in
It's
even
one of the
inspired by Wave
greats
Race,
if
but-
it's the best at what it does. Let me write that one down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mass Effect
That-
Andromeda. Mass Effect
Yeah.
Andromeda. I liked the character
Oh.
creator making Kyle's
Wave
I did
character.
like
Race
my
is-
character
is
in
better than
Andromeda, yeah.
Riptide. I like Riptide a lot,
Riptide's great.
but Wave Race.
Also, that music in Wave Race is
It's real good.
pretty darn good.
Is Jet Set Moto not a game? Did I make that up? What game?
No,
was
that's a
real.
game. That's
Jet,
not a
Jet Moto.
Jet
Moto
Moto.
and Jet Set
Moto.
Radio.
Jet Set Radio.
Jet Set Radio. Yo, I'd play the hell out of
Jet Set Moto,
Jet
though.
Moto.
I'd play the hell out
Wish
of
it
that.
into existence.
Yeah.
Hydro Thunder's close, but yeah.
Sleeping
Wave Race
Dogs,
better.
great,
Way better.
great heat
Way
actions.
So ripped.
Better
Hydro Thunder's
progression.
got those jumps though. Those jumps.
Better
Good jumps.
Go off a
progression.
waterfall. You don't do any of that.
Yes,
in-
chat.
Good jumps.
GoldenEye was one of the first games to support dual analog controls.
And slappers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the funny things, Brandon. Wave Race is like just over the edge of plausible. Like most of that feels like they could be like real races, and then every once in a while there'll be something like, yeah, you wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah. Dive
Yeah.
under this wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they do a really good job with setting the atmosphere in those levels, like the lake level, forget its name, but like the mist in the beginning, and then like like the dawn happens, and then the mist lifts. That's like such a cool effect. Or the water levels going down at the last level, so it
Yeah.
like changes the course. Like, was it years ago? People praised Sonic Racing Transformed or whatever for being like, oh, this game changes levels and stuff so dynamically. It's like, well, Wave Race 64 was kind of like doing that like back in '96. So
Does Sea of Thieves have the best water in all of video games? It
No.
might.
Pretty freaking
Pig-
good.
It's so good,
not-
dude.
What was that? Not Pikmin. What was that? The game that had like amazing water.
Mario.
It was
Paper Mario.
Paper Mario.
Paper
Yeah,
Mario,
when it
yeah.
fills with water, it looks so good.
But like, Sea of
Wait,
Thieves,
this year's
like,
Paper Mario? Which Paper
Yeah.
Mario?
This
Yeah,
year's
year.
Paper Mario,
The
the
water's
water.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh
But
my
you
I
gotta-
God.
remember
gotta-
the water in that.
You got to break. There's multiple elements to water. There's the surface. There's the beach. You know, does that water hit anything? Is it just like, you know, there's underwater. If you can go underwater, you know, what's the functionality there? So like that's why I think Sea of Thieves really gets the win. Is like, you know, the deepness going all the way down, and the stuff that's swimming in water, and you know how it
Plus-
changes. How you can have smooth water, rough water. Like
Just those phi sacks are so good. Like, that the waves actually move things, and the waves only go in through a cannonball hole if it actually hits it. Like, that blows my mind.
what if you're just one of the water people? All you did on Sea of Thieves for like 2-3 years was just water every day.
Major
Just
success.
back to water.
Yeah. Major success.
Water in your
Major success.
dreams. Sharks chasing you. From Sage Mode Q. Hello, allies. The year from hell is almost over. On to 2021. And do you know what that means?
6 more
New
months
Year's
of 2020.
resolutions.
So the year of Hell Part 2. No, just kidding.
Yeah,
Resident
year of
Evil
hell
eight.
part
Year's
2.
resolutions. I was wondering if each ally could give their personal resolution for 2021. On a personal note to end the year, thank you to each and every ally for making this year a little more bearable. You guys had to deal with this pandemic just like all of us, but still found a way to adapt and still give us great content throughout the year. And I know it must have been really hard on all you guys in different ways. Here's to the continued success of Easy Allies going into 2021 and beyond. Love and respect. New Year's resolution. I haven't given this much thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely haven't given any thought.
Sorry.
I'm a bad bitch, so I made
yeah.
a resolution years ago not to make resolutions, and I stick to
There
it.
you go.
pretty well.
Nice.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I feel like
Yeah,
that's
we're
my-
talking. We're driving today, and we don't do we don't train for half marathons anymore because Disneyland stopped doing them. And she was like, "I kind of like to get back into it." And I'm like, "I don't know." You get to go to Disneyland at the end of it. You know, it was always like the reason. I don't know if I could get back into it, but more exercise probably. For me.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, it
Exercise
needs
at
to do
home,
that.
I guess.
My knees hurt from sitting around so much. Like, I need to get exercise real bad.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I had like a micro stress fracture on my left foot from like, yeah.
Dude, I'm
Just,
so
like,
out of
leaving
shape.
foot in place too long, and I couldn't walk for like a week on it. It was annoying.
Shit.
It hurt like hell.
Cooey, Damiani.
Dude,
I know. I need to play Ring Fit Adventure. I have it.
I'm so out of
keep thinking
shape. I like pulled a muscle when I was plugging in my Xbox.
Dude, that's
Man.
I like
That's a workplace
you can
injury.
do
You can
that.
write that off.
Pulled like all. There was like one of these crazy reaches,
No.
and I came out. I was like, ah.
Yeah, you could just move the wrong way and
Workman's
do
comp.
that.
I love when you get like
Yeah.
a Charlie horse. I'm always like, I have no one to blame but myself. Ah!
I need
it's, such an
potassium.
it's such an easily stretchable muscle. Ah!
The past few weeks we haven't been as good at, but we've been pretty decent for taking walks through most of this.
Nice.
I bought a $300 watch to tell me to stand up sometimes. Life is in shambles.
Does he yell at you?
Yeah, it just says like it'll vibrate and say like you haven't moved in an hour. Maybe try a stretch, and then it'll go through a stretch with me and like count if I did it. You know,
What if you're watching Barry Lyndon?
it has a Barry Lyndon mode. and a
So it'll be
DOS
like,
it
yo,
has a-
don't interrupt.
Yeah, it has a DOS boot mode as well.
It'll
where
wait
it's
for the
just
right
like,
scenes.
for the next 4 hours, you won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like go to the bathroom now.
Hubert, do you ever think about how much of each movie you dearly love when you watch, you miss when you blink? It's a lot of movie. You know, that
You
you're
had
missing
that's
out.
yeah.
You know,
That's a good minute or two, maybe, right?
gone.
How many times? This
call.
is fun. How many times do you think you need to watch a movie so that you will have seen literally all of it,
Every
factoring
frame.
for blinking? Because like you have to assume that you're not always blinking at the same time. So like on average, is it 3
Yeah.
viewings? You know?
It depends
gotta
on the
cue
frame rate of the movie.
And the
Like
length of the
Oh.
movie.
Clockwork Orange. You just gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll get Hubert. I'll do the drops. You pick the movie.
God.
How many times?
We'll
do
make
people
we'll make
blink
it a
in second?
syndrome.
That's always fun though when you rewatch a movie and you're like, oh, have I seen that before? That part?
I bet Hubert's
Happens to me
seen
all
all
the
of
time.
Resident Evil 2 at this point. I think he's seen all of it.
A blink lasts a tenth of a second, and most people blink about 15 times per minute or once every 4 seconds. So you could do the math and say like, how much of a movie am I missing?
It's minutes
If
at
If it's in
least.
24 frames, well, it's a tenth of a second for every blink, 4 per minute. So yeah,
Also, whenever somebody mentions blinking, you just can't stop blinking.
I know.
It's
And now I'm
oh
like
my
really
God.
hyper
Ah,
aware
I'm
of my
blinking.
blinking.
My other resolution, because I got the Quest 2 for Christmas/birthday, is to play more VR stuff. And good news, Oculus Quest 2 works with the link cable on my PC, and my save file rebooted from Half-Life Alyx. Bad news, I have no idea what I'm doing. I was like, yes, it works! And I loaded the save. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm in a room, there's a
Tutorial,
laser
please.
barrier, there's a locked door. Uh-oh. I think I remember why I stopped at this point.
YouTube.
If you have questions, let me know. I can probably help you since I'm playing through it right now.
Nice, yeah. If I can't get past it, I'll let you know.
But yeah, this is one of those funny things where like I was like stuck on a puzzle last night. I'm like, what? I know I need this thing. Where is it? I can't find it. I'm looking everywhere. I'm like, oh, there's a door I didn't open. There's a whole other hallway through here.
Classic overthink.
From Big Boss, greetings, allies. Getting straight to the point. Top 5 favorite games of all time. No sugarcoating, no ties, just straight up your top 5 favorite games.
Damn it.
I follow
Changes
the
every
NBA.
time.
I follow the NBA, and there's always a top something going around, but the main one is usually top 5 basketball players, and everyone struggles around the 4th and 5th pick because it's top 5. I'm curious if the same is true about the allies. My top 5 in order: Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns and the Patriots, Ultra Street Fighter 4, Mass Effect 2, Ninja Gaiden Black. Stay safe and happy holidays. It's a tough one to do at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a
do
very
anything at the drop
bold
of a hat,
statement. I can't.
I
do
mean,
that
I know
right
my
away.
top 2 are Bloodborne and Symphony of the Night. Usually,
Yeah,
I
Final
give them a
Fantasy 6 and
tie,
Ocarina.
but-
Yeah, the top 2 is always the easiest. Final Fantasy
Easy.
6 and Ocarina of Time are always like, and GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Those are my 3.
Yeah, I could do Super Metroid, Final Fantasy VI, and Ocarina of Time. Beyond that,
Silent Hill 2, maybe, yeah.
Probably World of Warcraft because I had so much fun playing that game.
I refuse.
There it is.
Yeah, I refuse.
I refuse.
I'm taking a
Refuse.
Huber note. I refuse.
Because I have like 50. I'm not. It's just. It's
I could-
always.
maybe I could
this.
throw Witcher 3 in there for 4th. I don't know.
Chat's
Or
not having any
fifth?
problems.
Yeah, chat knows this. Bloodborne.
Like, how do you
Bloodborne's the
put?
best
Five
Souls
basketball
game.
players,
You
let's
wash
go.
your mouth.
Still,
out
I don't
with
understand
soap.
how anyone puts in their top 5 or omits those in their top 5. Like you put Bloodborne in. Okay, what about Dark Souls? Is that not in your top 5? Dark Souls
Dark Souls
1
number 5 or 4 or 3.
and like Sekiro. Dude, I'm obsessed with Sekiro. Like, how is that not in the top 5?
That's my least favorite Souls game.
Can we? Yeah.
Like Dark Souls 3. How is that not there?
Sekiro's a game I
That's
dropped.
my second least favorite
It's a
Souls
10
game.
out of 10.
Last
just a
place
10.
I went to Sekiro haunts my dreams.
Wait, you like Dark Souls 2 more than 3?
Dark
I
Souls
have
2
to
not in
replay
the
3.
top 5.
Dark Souls 2, I just replayed it. The Scholar of the First Sin. I love those environments. I really like a lot of stuff in 2. But yeah, 3 is probably a better game.
It's just weird to me putting only one Soulsborne game in the top 5 because they're all better.
You
than
put Bloodborne and
90%
Dark
of
Souls
games.
Remastered in there. That's what you do.
That's probably the right movie, and
Yeah.
it's probably the
Only one
correct-
Zelda game's in my top 5. You know, just y'all just
decision.
didn't hit me like that.
Final
I gotta
Fantasy
replay
7.
PS3 still.
That's one of them.
Sure.
Some Zelda game. I don't know. It's too many.
Sekiro, or I mean Suikoden.
Resident Evil 2. Gotta have Mario in there. Mario 3, Super Mario Brothers 3, or whichever one you guys like. If you're a 3 or a World or a 64 type of person.
Yeah, crap.
They're
No
all
wrong.
10s. They're all 10s.
I
No
like how
wrong pick.
I like how your personal top 5 is whichever Mario game you guys like.
Yeah,
Negotiating.
whichever of those interchangeable 3.
Oh, yo,
Well, it's-
MGS3 for sure. MGS3,
How do you not have MGS1?
MGS3
Why just 3?
for me? Because 3 is my
'Cause
favorite.
Yeah, like
This is
3
my
more.
personal list. MGS3 is my number 5.
Well, it's, but and I always make the distinction because Big Boss says, "What are your top
Dark
5 favorite
Souls.
games of all time?" And then he says the NBA, pundits do the main one is usually top 5 basketball players. So top 5 games of all time and top 5 favorite games of all time to me are different lists.
Ooh,
But
yeah.
sports
Top
players are weird
games.
because they
Great call.
make stats out of everything
That's
they do. So
statistics.
you can
Yeah.
mathematically pare them down to a certain
Yeah.
But what this stat
Yeah, couldn't there
versus this
literally
stat,
be a
what's
top
more
5
important,
basketball players every year, just
I
factually?
mean, it's subjective still.
How?
I mean, there's leading categories, but does that make that's
Yeah.
the best in that category, but best overall player?
I could
I
make
guess
the
that's
argument
true,
that
'cause-
assists are better than
Yeah.
3-pointers.
Right. Not
So-
everyone's trying to
that-
score all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's different positions and
I
stuff.
love this.
I
Now,
mean,
Jeff.
you usually get like Michael Jordan, LeBron
That's
James,
doing basketball
Kobe
players now.
Bryant,
Cyborg Ninja, Shaq, Kobe, MJ, LeBron, Karl Malone. It's
Will
not hard.
Chamberlain, Larry Bird. You get Allen
many
Iverson, Kevin Durant.
Too many. There's way
Yeah.
too many Souls games and Mario games and Zelda games to make a top 5. I'm sorry.
Stockton.
Breath of the Wild might be
Malone,
my 4.
Like,
Although
how do you
Three
have-
Houses is in my
Like,
Like,
number
what about
one.
Twilight Princess? What about Link to the Past?
Breath of
What
the
about
Wild, I
Ocarina of
like.
Time?
I like Breath of the Wild better than Twilight Princess, maybe.
What about Batman Arkham City and Asylum, Brandon Jones?
Fun, but not. There's not competitive in a way. It's not
Sorry.
competitive-
No.
Like best games of all
You're-
time.
I'm
This
out.
is a Batman
I'm
guy.
out.
Oh,
Of
missed.
all time.
Shit. There are too many good games. I'm with you,
Oh,
bro.
Chrono Trigger.
Wait,
Yeah,
Arkham
Chrono
Asylum?
Trigger.
But I think
Tetris,
6. I think 6 is better.
Pac-Man,
Chrono Trigger for me.
Donkey Kong,
You gotta go
Yeah.
back and finish Chrono Trigger. Jones.
Defender.
This is true. Well, I did, but I
Chrono
just did
Trigger's
it.
so
I
good.
cheated. I did it with
Joust.
Game Genie.
There you
Oh,
go.
okay.
Like
Oh,
Final
literal
Fantasy
Literally the
Game
6?
5
Genie?
best games ever.
What about Final Fantasy 6?
Or I
and
think
7
I watched it.
and
I don't
9?
think I actually beat it. I think I like YouTubed it.
He would put 6 above all those.
And 4 and 5.
And 4 and 5. And
He
10 to a lot
literally
of
said
people.
Yeah,
Six
isn't 10
immediately.
your favorite one, Damiani?
Of the
Wait.
3D Final Fantasies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But 4 is your favorite then?
It's like 4 and 10 are my
Got it.
like favorite.
Let's do a Photoshop of the cover of Final Fantasy X-2, but that's 2022. And that'll be 2021. It's just the sequel to 2020.
But with Trust Spheres.
Yeah. Because it'll be awesome.
The
Fashion
game was a
sales.
missed opportunity not coming out at Halloween.
Yo, Gran Turismo 3
goers,
A-Spec is a legit 10 out of 10.
Whoa.
How
Cool
is that
pick.
not in the Hall of Greats? I'm bringing it
Cool pick.
next.
Gran Turismo 3.
Oh,
Probably the only one
A-Spec?
that's played it.
Yep.
You first bring it. Just quote him on that.
Boom. Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec 10 out of 10.
Yeah, what's the first racing game you get in the Hall of Greats? That's gonna be.
It's going to be Gran Turismo 3. I'm making it happen. Nothing tops
You're
it.
not going to make it happen. No one's voting
Hubert's
for
gonna be
that.
a
We just
Mario
make a
Kart. You
thing-
know it.
It's
Better
a
do your-
perfect video game.
All of us
It's
need to bring a
actually
racing
perfect.
game next Hall of
That's
Greats,
great.
please.
It's not about what games are actually the best. It's about what game these jokesters will vote for.
True.
Yep. Alex AI. Hey, allies. My most anticipated game in 2021 is Shin Megami Tensei 5 for the potentially incredible soundtrack alone. Looking back at the year 2020, what video game score/soundtrack stood out to you the most? Some good GOTY prep. Yeah, Blood's exhausted from this already.
Oh,
For me, it would be Cyberpunk for the sheer variety. Love and respect, Alex. Cyberpunk, interesting pick.
I mean,
Yeah, there's
for
some
me,
good songs.
There's
in
a
there.
lot going on in Cyberpunk, yeah.
Cyberpunk was a fun soundtrack to kind of review too. Because like I struggle when I pick music for review that like doesn't start, like songs just kind of like like it gets good around the middle, but there's no like opening. It's like how do you transition with that stuff?
You just look at the
Cyberpunk,
waveform, Jones.
Well,
Just
yeah,
look at
but
the
some
waveform
tracks
for it.
just don't do it. They just
Yeah.
don't have like they all kind of blend, and no instrument does a thing by itself. It's all just kind of like amorphous. Where Cyberpunk, some strong waveforms.
But like Cyberpunk and
Valhalla.
Spider-Man are both really great on both fronts, on both the original score and the licensed music that they've got going on, and the utilization of that stuff. I was really impressed with Spider-Man playing through that. And then Hades, Final Fantasy
Hades.
7, Tsushima, Doom,
Fucking Animal Crossing,
Streets
man.
of Rage, Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Animal
Do
Crossing.
you
Animal
have a
Crossing
list?
soundtrack is so good.
Yeah.
That shop closing song makes me want to cry.
It's good.
Like,
Yeah, I think
different
it
songs
probably
for every
hits
hour,
you.
Different songs for every holiday.
Yeah,
Bloodworth. Come on now.
I think it hits you more because there's a lot of stuff that I've heard from past Animal Crossing games.
That's true. I haven't heard most of it.
Yes, but there's a lot of it is new as well. So it becomes one of these ones. It's almost like with Smash Brothers or something, where it becomes this like weird thing of like, okay, what is new here? And then once you parse it out, it's like, oh, there's a lot more new than I thought there was.
But they like redid them all. Like they're all new recordings, right? And orchestrations.
Hard, even that's hard to say. Specifically when it comes to like the stuff that's in the music player, because
but
those things kind of like add like 2 or 3 every game.
for sure. I was mostly just thinking of like the ambient soundtrack.
Yeah, I think most of the ambient stuff is actually fresh, and then the theme song is fresh for sure. I haven't got to listen to it, but I hear Age of Calamity is really good. Can we vouch for that?
I don't really remember much from it, I guess.
It it's got some good stuff in there. I think some of it, I don't know. It has it puts on display the soundtrack better than Breath of the Wild, and they do some pretty cool stuff with some of their variation of the Guardian theme is really good. They have a really great main theme. They really use the main Zelda theme in a really awesome way when it finally comes into play. I really like a lot about it, but I think it's hard to put into words why I think it has some shortcomings. I think the shorthand version is that the motif, the recurring theme song that's like its tendrils are in like so many different versions of and so many different songs in the game. It just becomes a little too familiar. And so I guess maybe the variety is the issue.
Got it.
Though they do have some weird, they have some really weird song they play in some levels. It's like this happy-go-lucky theme that feels so freaking out of place. I was like, wait, what is this? I was like, all right, sure, yeah, we'll go with this.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps is fantastic.
Oh yeah.
So
The
Streets of
Pathless.
Rage.
Yeah, I
Streets of
said
Rage
Streets
4.
of Rage.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yep.
That's all I care
Doom.
about.
Doom is pretty sick too.
Doom, yeah. Doom's gonna have a hard time, and I feel like the sequel nature.
Yeah.
It's always Bloodworth's main complaint. Not to throw a shot blood, but like Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy, it's like, well, it's building off what came before.
He literally was just doing that for Animal Crossing.
Really, there it is.
There, got him, dude.
5.7 remake has like over 200 songs though, so
Yeah.
200 songs.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
over 200 songs.
Yeah. Put in
Also,
the
just
work.
like, don't sleep on the reorchestration of Demon Souls. Like that is really
Right.
cool sounding.
Oh,
and
yeah,
impressive.
Last of Us, of course.
This was music.
Xenoblade, I haven't gotten a really clear. picture on.
Are we making it eligible? Because if Xenoblade Chronicles is eligible, then
Because
you
it's
guys
like
we're in for trouble.
Why wouldn't it be eligible?
remasters.
Well, because it's the same. They didn't do anything to the soundtrack. It's
Well,
just
if they
the
didn't
same
change the soundtrack, then it's
Yeah,
Oh,
they
did they
didn't
not?
change-
Because I
did
thought they
not.
re-recorded
Future
a lot of
Connected
it.
has
New songs.
So they did.
Song.
So they did enhance like a few of the songs, but they didn't get to do what they wanted to do. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
like Gower Plains and like a handful of songs were updated, but the rest of it's still synth stuff, and it's not like it's a little bit deceptive. And then Future Connected, I mean, Future Connected has some pretty amazing music too, but it's in a weird spot where it's not like what Fallen for 7 remake did. It's like
Maybe just do the Future Connect part of it. Like
I don't
have
think it's enough.
that- Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. This year's nuts. So just give it to
Buckle up.
2020.
Buckle
that
up.
is true. I mean, Persona 5 Royal has new
Yes,
tracks.
dude.
Yep.
So unfair.
One of them.
So unfair.
I believe.
Do you want me to write that now?
Yo.
Should I just
Oh
write
crap!
the-
Astro's Playroom. Yep.
Astro's
Astro's
Playroom
Playroom.
does
Hey,
have some pretty dope
fantastic.
music.
GPU.
The GPU
I did
singing
not let
Jungle.
Astros
I did not let that
does.
song slip. Don't worry.
Yeah,
GPU Jungle.
Dude,
dude.
Cyberpunk makes me so mad though because every time I want to be on my motorcycle vibing to music, the freaking newscasters start talking. I hate it.
Man, that
makes me
didn't happen for me
so
too much.
You turn them off?
Angry. No, you
No.
can't.
No.
Whoa.
I'm like,
I didn't
don't care,
run
dude,
into that
you're
a lot.
repeating yourself. Ugh,
They'll patch that.
trash.
Patch that in.
Sucks.
Your GPU.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny you
Tell
said
me
that,
what
Damiani,
to
because when I
do.
got to that part, I immediately thought of you.
I sat there.
I thought of you laughing.
because you can see him up in the clouds like singing it. I just sat there and watched him sing it for when I realized he was singing. I was like, this is so cute.
I never noticed
Melody
that.
of Memory is
No, because
oh
Melody
my
Memory
gosh.
is 99%
It's too. Yeah.
old songs.
Yeah,
It's too OP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so big.
It's like the new version of Dearly Beloved and one other song are the only new songs.
But
Okay.
that Dearly Beloved version's real good.
Hey, I might have nominated it for.
Yeah.
I might have thrown that into the contention for best.
Damn
song.
right you did, Damiani.
One of the few that doesn't have lyrics. So I was like, I think this may qualify.
I got to put the shop closing song in that list because my
Put
God,
it in.
it is next level.
Streets of Rage 4 just makes me want to smash thugs' faces into asphalt. Like,
Yeah.
that music drives the action like no other game for me this year.
What do you mean? Like Doom does the same thing for me. Like the music is a huge part of that
For
momentum.
sure. That's there. That's definitely there. For sure. Super Shotgun, dude.
Super Shotgun.
Did you write all
It's
that
like a
down, Blake?
dance. And you're like zipping
didn't.
towards
I mean,
demons,
yeah.
ripping them.
Yeah.
It's an impossible situation.
Oh my God.
From Steve F. Allies, time to flip the script. I'm wondering about your individual silver linings for 2020, personal or professional, gaming related or not. What's something good that happened to you this year? Thanks for all you do, love, and respect. P.S. Hades for GOTY. We kind of started talking about this,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
Yeah,
just,
that was in the beginning. Yeah.
just living with Beth. It's fucking amazing.
gotta say, raising a kid is hard, but when the highs are pretty high, like when you have those moments. I can't even remember like what it was about, but there was something he was doing at the dinner table when we were feeding him dinner, and we were laughing. And it's like when he finally gets that he just made a joke and he's laughing with us, and we're like both laughing equally. Because you laugh at him, but then he doesn't know why you're laughing, and then it's just like between Amanda and I, like ha ha ha. Like when you start to share those moments, like, oh my God, that's the stuff.
Dopamine,
He's
Jones?
cracking up. Yeah, that's some serious dopamine. Like levels you can't even. I was like, oh. Ooh.
No chest in a game can come anywhere near that level of dopamine.
Dad dopamine.
Yeah.
Yeah. No tower I have ever
Dad,
fired.
No tower.
No bow I have ever shot.
Be right back.
No RPG I have ever overleveled.
I don't know. I
Has
guess
ever
there's just a
come
lot of great
close.
games this year, so I was happy at least that I got to play a lot of sick stuff. Because like, can you imagine if this is a bad year for games too? Shit.
Oof. Yeah.
Great call, Brad.
Like gaming was like always a constant of quality for me.
Yeah, I was thinking, Hubert, this is gonna be a weird Oscars. Just like
Dude.
I saw somebody posting, he's like, these are my favorite movies of the year. I think it was Brian from IGN. I'm like, I don't know half of these. I haven't even heard of them.
Not to throw shade, but like IGN's list of their best movies needed another pass.
Oh shit!
Like there are some huge omissions in there that I was just like, what? Like, I don't know. I wonder what Ian would think as well.
Well, this is we're doing if you're in the Reaction Shots Film Club tier or above, get your submissions in, because in T-minus 8 days, Huber and I have to do our year in review reaction shots, and I am terrified, Jones, because it's like I feel like probably like 60% of the things people mentioned I just won't even have heard of for some reason, and I try to keep my finger on the pulse.
Yeah,
I keep my finger on the pulse, obviously, for movies. I love them, but like there have been
be
so
good to
many.
catch
I'm
up,
just
though.
like, when did this come out? When was this?
Yeah.
Ammonite? What is this?
Yeah.
Like,
I think because there's not like one universal movie theater to go to. It's just like
Right.
there's all the streaming services and stuff just quietly releasing. Yeah, it is a weird year.
Also, being in LA, like billboards help a lot. Like
Yeah.
when I'm driving around, I'll be like, "Oh, right, that thing's coming out," and just not. If you're a movie, you cannot get in front of my eyeballs. There's no way. Like I'm not on Facebook. I'm not, like.
yeah.
I just
Like the Monster Hunter movie is out, and I'm not even sure if there's a way to see it. Like, what?
Yeah,
Tenet was bad though. Just heads
never
up.
saw it.
Oh,
It's not good.
shots fired.
Wonder Woman was weird as hell.
Wonder Woman
I
is
can't
weird
wait.
as hell.
I can't
Weirdest
wait.
movie I've ever seen.
I told
Fair
Amanda
question.
how bad the reviews are, and she was like, "We gotta watch that."
Movies
I'm
of
like,
the
"No,
year.
we should."
Weirdest movie.
Dude,
There's also
Wonder
a quick
Woman-
shout out to Operation Wolf, dude. Did anybody catch it?
what is that?
I don't
In
know
the
what that is.
very
Jam.
beginning, the very beginning of Wonder Woman, they go into an arcade and somebody is playing Operation Wolf, which
Nice.
actually didn't come out until 1987, and the movie takes
Right.
place in 1984. So
Got him,
what
dude.
the hell, WB?
Yeah.
One of the
Dude,
greats, though.
there are some. I can't really say it without spoiling anything, but there's something about Wonder Woman where once you start thinking about it, it is so hugely
It's so-
problematic.
dude.
Well,
dude.
those are my favorite tweets about it. That like people saw it that night and then just tweeted like that sucked, and then went to bed and then got up the next morning, and you would see the replies like 8 hours later, and they're like, "Okay, here's what I had a problem with."
Yeah.
They can't let it go.
Well, like I keep
It's
thinking about it, and it's
bizarre.
like Diana,
It's so bizarre.
like, I really want to say it. She like, it's very inappropriate if you think about it. Like,
Yeah.
it's a human being.
It's
Like,
weird. It's weird.
without consent.
It's so weird.
What is
Yep.
happening? And how did it get through this? Why did they
Yep.
even write it like that? They didn't
Yeah.
just don't write it like that.
I wonder if they had like Ragnarok-itis, where they were just like, "We got to make it weird," and it's like
Yeah.
not that weird. Oh boy. RF Switch. Greetings, allies. This is my first time asking a question on the Q&A, and I have a good one for my own self-indulgence. As you may know, I'm writing a book series, and I've shared a bunch of short stories with you all to flex my creative muscles a bit. I was actually stumped on what to do for Brad for the last showcase, so I asked him a simple question, and that is what I'm here to ask today. What are your favorite genres for movies and TV? You may say more than one if you wish. I'm always up for a challenge. Love and respect, RF Switch. Favorite genres? Heist movies. Heist movies, man. Just rewatch the Ocean's trilogy.
Sci-fi. And I just watched, was it The Midnight Sky or what? The one with George Clooney on
Oh,
Netflix.
yeah, Netflix,
That was
Midnight
kind
Sky,
of
yeah.
just boring.
Oh,
Oh, is that good? Yeah,
Unfortunately.
I was wondering.
It's like just okay. It's not very good.
and you know,
Yeah,
sci-fi,
sci-fi
fantasy, and
is-
all that. But heist movies, there's something about them. Sneakers.
Sneakers,
Oh,
dude.
Sneakers.
We
Yeah.
drove by a cocktail party.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Remind me to make you an honorary blind.
Dude, that guilty pleasure. The Ocean's 13 movies. Well, like Ocean 11, 12, 13. I will like rewatch them every time they come back on Netflix. I'm like,
12,
bam.
definitely the low point.
The end of 12. The
12
first
is-
hour of 12 is great. You know,
Yeah.
like when everything gets set up. But like
I
the
guess
end
I
of
haven't
12
watched it in a
gets
while.
11
like,
and 13.
gets like oddly dramatic, and you're like. And I love how Catherine Zeta-Jones isn't in 13. They're just like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Oh, they scrapped that whole thing. Yeah, Mission Impossible is a fun. National Treasure is a great guilty pleasure. Oh, I love National Treasure. Oh. Yo, yeah. Yo, Hugh, Damiani, Expanse is back? I didn't even
Yeah,
know.
it is. Dude,
is it
it's
just
I
getting
watched
some
the first
blowback?
episode,
what?
and I've only watched the first
'Cause of
episode.
the
And I really
actor.
liked it. Wait, what happened?
Actor.
Is it one of
who's
the
sketch?
pilot of the Rocinante? There wasn't some bad shit with him?
In real
Shit.
life?
Yeah, I thought there was, and I
Every
thought that's
time.
why there was some like
shit,
subdued
man, I
hype
didn't
for the
hear
last
anything about that.
season. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I guess I don't know. That sucks.
Yeah.
but- the first episode was great. Seeing
Yeah,
all
it
those like
was.
different locations, I was like, this is fucking sick.
Dude, that thing they planned 180 days later. That was sick. Do you remember that?
I don't
Name?
know what you're
The
talking
very
about.
beginning.
I'm
the
just
very
waiting for
beginning.
all episodes to be done. Then I'll watch all of it in one shot, and I'm going.
I gotta just find time where I'm not constantly working, and then Omar and I can watch them.
I like murder, psychological mysteries, and family dramas.
You love dramas.
As long as they're depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I like
Yeah.
there aren't
I'm gonna
genres I
sort of
don't
cheat.
like.
Like
I'm
every
going to sort of
genre.
cheat here because it's probably what I watch more of than anything with nature documentaries.
Documentaries rule.
Um,
Ken Burns, anything. I'm down.
So
But,
many good ones this year. Oh my god, so many good documentaries of 2020. Incredible year.
Jones,
These are
we've been
my
watching
answer,
this
a lot of
National Geographic one about it's just wild Nordic. They just do wild whatever,
Mm.
like all these different parts of the world. Did you know that Norway has a thing called right to roam? Like you can just like hike and camp across any lands. Doesn't matter if it's public or private. There's a right to roam.
That's awesome.
You can make a fire anywhere as long as it's not within
Yeah.
500 feet of a building. Like, yeah,
That's
It's
awesome.
Norway, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I've heard
One
of
of my-
that. That's cool.
Hubert, the Ken Burns National Parks documentary is really great. One of my favorite moments was they got rid of the wolves in Yellowstone because they were like, those dangerous wolves. And then like naturists were like, idiots, there's the circle of life, man. Like wolves, now we have deer everywhere. Like because there's nothing taking care of them. And so they like airlifted wolves in and just dropped a pack in the middle of Yellowstone. Can you imagine being those wolves?
It was just like, what the
And just
fuck was that?
Strolling up to a lake, and deer's like, "What's up? You gonna drink some water? It's pretty good water." And you're like, "Hi."
So intense.
All
Welcome
these
to the
stupid
party,
deer.
pal.
Yeah. The smorgasbord. I love
Movies
that.
are great.
I want to make a Disney movie about those wolves. Ah.
Oh, speaking of Disney and nature documentaries, have you guys seen this? They did this weird ass thing, Jones. It broke my brain trying to watch these things. So it's called like Nature or something, and it's on Disney Plus, and it's there's different topics, but we watched the nature one, and it's like half hour, whatever, short, but it's just every shot from various Disney cartoons, animated features that's nature. So it's like it'll cut from like a bunch of shots from Lion King to like a shot of Pocahontas to like
Right.
the opening of Aladdin, but it's all just nature Foley sounds, like clearly done in post and without any music or anything. It broke my mind. I was like,
That's awesome.
my brain kept switching between like Arabian Nights to like Color of the
Yeah, yeah.
Wind to like Circle of Life. I was like filling it in. It was so fucked up. It's really weird. It's hard to watch.
Chat's dropping Die Hard quotes on me. That's breaking my brain.
Yeah, dude.
I gotta watch that.
Die Hard,
The
dude.
ba-
I
the
bought my
banana
sister a
forklift killer.
puzzle. I'm going for it right now. But like, I bought my sister a puzzle from Mondo. Hubert and Jones, you guys would
Love
like this?
Mondo.
It's the entire movie of Die Hard in little vignettes, but it's like
Whoa.
cute little chibi art style, and it's just all the scenes throughout the building in a puzzle. It's so cool.
That's
Anyway.
awesome. From the Banana Forklift Killer, I know most people have been saying this has been the worst year, but for me, this year's been pretty good to me. It could be because I lived in a good part of Australia, that we've been lucky to be able to attend live sports and see movies. Apart from some things, I found some positive this year and learned a lot. Anyway, my question is, what positives have you guys taken from 2020? And what have you learned from this year that you can take forward? I'm tired of talking
There's
about
some
positives in
collaboration going
2020.
on here, Chad. What's up?
I mean, I sympathize with this. Though. Like, it makes sense as a question. It's a really good
Right.
question. Don't feel shamed that a few people had this on their mind, because it makes sense as a question.
Yeah.
There are a lot of great things that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl Bossman finally left, so we
Finally got rid of that asshole. Yeah.
I just want to say the mood.
Awesome.
Just this. I mean, let's use this Q&A as an example. Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Oh.
You just. I had to.
There might have been too many of them, but I do think it's the showcase thing this year was definitely interesting. It was interesting to get a bunch of different people trying to give takes on that and see which one works and which ones doesn't, and realistically, like, to show off a bunch of indie games that we otherwise might not have even heard of.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, the Nintendo Indie Showcase.
No, well, there's a whole lot of them,
the
right?
summer.
During the summer, yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
from Ebo Show. Hi, allies. EA has 2/2 years left of their 10-year Star Wars deal. Do you think they should end Star Wars Jedi with their next game, or don't end it and hope EA will work with the deal to make more? Thanks, Ebo Show.
I don't think they're going to want to let that go at all. They're going to fight for that IP still.
I mean, with Madden, they just keep kicking that can down the curb. You know, that's been several re-signed deals back to back to back. Now that they're just finally getting it right.
Yeah. I mean, you try to do the old, self-contained, standalone, but, hint towards the future. I could see them doing a nice balancing act where they kind of have a next one and it maybe wrap some things up in a big grand thing, but then also hint, if we can do more, we'll follow.
Yeah, I don't think that EA would lose Star Wars. If anything, like they might not have it exclusively. But
Right.
I think that they would definitely how much money is Battlefront making? That's got to be, a crazy amount to continually coming in. And yeah, I could see them doing a Fallen Order sequel for sure. They've obviously had some very big failures. But yeah, I think one way or another, they don't have to think about wrapping things up or anything like that.
Yeah. What's that Star Wars game you play on your phone, Jones? Isn't that EA?
Galaxy of Heroes. Well, there's a lot of Star Wars mobile.
Oh, okay.
There's you name a genre. And
Is
there's
that
a Star
EA
Wars.
though?
Yeah, that's
Probably making a ton of money off that game.
Yep. I'm
Wow,
5
they're
years
all
old.
EA?
I'm blown away. That game is still. I first heard about that game at the preview event for Star Wars Battlefront 1. I was like,
Do you still
what's this?
play it?
Oh, every day.
Nice.
Longevity, dude. Gosh.
And it cracks, as long as you're talking about Star Wars, it cracks me up that Mon Mothma is in that game. No Gungans. None.
Wow.
You don't go to Gunga in the Oto Gunga in the background. You don't
It's
go
kind
to
of weird
No Jar Jar even?
after all this time.
No
Wow.
Jar Jar. No
Jar Jar
Gungan
better
warriors.
be in Mandalorian, dude. I need it.
There are 5 different Jawas.
He'd be
No
so
Gungans.
old.
Isn't he dead or
Dude, everyone's
abandoned?
alive, everyone's dead. It's Star
That's
Wars.
true.
Well,
no one's
didn't
ever really
they-
gone.
Didn't we read that in canon? The last we've heard of him is he was a street
Yeah,
performer
street
or some
performer,
shit.
and he was teaching a kid the ways of street performing.
He could show up Uber.
It'd be
Awesome.
awesome.
And he could be like, I'm gonna make them like Jar Jar, damn it, and make him a great character somehow.
The bounty hunter now.
Jar Jar Binks was not a mistake, Kombucha. George Lucas writing the prequels was a mistake.
Yes.
He could have come up with a story, but not write the screenplays.
Yes.
He needed
Maybe
someone else
they
to come
just-
in and be like, okay.
Baby Jar Jar, dude.
Maybe they just froze the planet, so now they're all
Money.
trapped under the ice.
Naboo?
Yeah.
Is Naboo blown up? I don't even know.
It was okay. I
I just
think.
assume it's blown up.
Peace on Naboo. What do they yell at the end of Phantom Menace? Oh yeah, he just says peace.
Here's this weird
That
orb
song is
that
hype.
no one knows what the fucking orb is.
That song is awesome. Yeah, and what is that orb?
I'm just going to keep singing. Robert Lee, happy holidays all. With so many games to play for GOTY discussion, have each of you decided how much time you can dedicate to each game and which games you'll miss out on? What games are you determined to get through? For me, I'm trying to conquer my VR sickness to beat Half-Life Alyx, but in my experience, it's possible to spend way too much time on one game with the same I could have accomplished in 2 or 3. I'm looking at you, Assassin's Creed. Me too. Love and respect, Robert Lee. I got a bill.
Every game is too long.
Yeah. It's a case-by-case basis. It's hard to...
Yeah, not touching Alex, unfortunately. Probably won't touch 13 Sentinels either.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll have time for
Yeah,
that.
13
I keep
Sentinels is
thinking
one that
it's
I'm
on
kind of thinking I probably won't get to.
How long do we have? How much time?
Two
Week and a half?
2.5 more weeks.
Oh,
2.5. Oh,
plenty
like
yeah,
of
it's
time.
not January.
like
Yeah,
that.
my focus
Yeah.
is finishing playing more Hades and
Right.
and then starting and playing as much of Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
Are you gonna stream
Half-Life
that?
Yeah,
or
we
just
have
play that?
we have
Hades
about
and
3
Tsushima for
weeks
me.
here.
Are you
3
streaming or
weeks.
just playing that, Damiani?
I streamed what I played of Hades so far. I'm not sure about Last of Us Part 2.
Hades is great.
Yeah, I 13 Sentinels, I see it coming up for story, and I will absolutely default to Ben's expertise on that, because that game has so much critical acclaim behind it from everywhere, just like Hades did, which is why I was like, yeah, even if I didn't get to play Hades, I would have trusted it, because it's universal praise. So for its
Yeah.
story.
It's next
Yeah.
on my list.
Yeah, when Taro and Sakurai are praising 13 Sentinels, it's like, yeah, okay, And Ben says yes too. It's like, sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I feel
I'll
bad,
play
Huber,
it.
because there are parts of Valhalla that I adore. Like, some story moments that are really, really satisfying. It's just like
Yeah.
I'm beat. You know?
It's long. It's one of my favorites. In the end, Jones.
Yeah.
The end.
There's a lot of moments of Valhalla where they're like, oh, this bad thing's about to happen. I'm like, I don't want it to. And it's like, oh, you have no power. Oh, and it's like, oh, okay. And then it's like, that bad thing happened. Why do you let that happen? I'm like, stop it, game.
You didn't let me do anything about it.
Yeah. It's so predictable. Like, stop it.
I
Yeah,
keep thinking 13 Sentinels is on Switch, and then I find out it's not,
No.
and I don't buy it.
PS4 joint.
Yeah, trying to finish Half-Life this week, and then Hades, and at least put some time on the Final Fantasy VII. And then I also want to kind of like look through the list of things that could be potential for games to beat in one night and see if there's anything on there that I haven't really gotten to yet. Because I'm really not sure what that list looks like yet this year. Like past years, I've had a lot of like pretty clear contenders, whereas this is like, okay, Astro's Playroom and Streets of Rage 4 and what after
Amnesia
that?
Rebirth, that's a good one. You could probably do that one too.
Yeah. We've
That's a
said
edge case.
below 6 hours for that category, so I don't know if
Okay.
Amnesia's quite there.
Amnesia might be 8.
Yeah. I think
But
it took me 7
Sophia
or
was
8.
like, "Don't forget Amnesia Rebirth and GOTYs." And I was like, "Okay."
Mhm.
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
8 hours 37 minutes doesn't qualify.
So that's how it is in their family.
EQ.
So that's how it is in there. I have not
First-
beaten Hades. I got to the end of World 2 a few times. I like it. I'm just not bad at it.
And Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 was longer, right? Or it had a weird
Mhm.
thing where you had
It's
to play it
longer. It's
multiple
longer.
times.
Yeah, it's longer for sure. You could beat a run in a night, I guess.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Game's sick.
Like you can get through the first thing in a couple hours.
Demon's Souls, good game to beat in one night.
I feel like I almost did.
Sick.
Bloodborne, I could probably beat in a couple hours, but not Demon's Souls.
A very specific question from Caesar Villa. Hello, allies. I hope you're having a great holiday break, enjoying some great games. This question is for Damiani mostly, but I guess anyone can chip in if he's not there. In Pop Fiction, episode 39, Sonic 3, Michael Jackson, you mentioned, quote, a source that asked to remain, to keep their identity anonymous, confirmed the info about MJ working on the Sonic 3 soundtrack, and that the reason his name was dropped was because the Genesis' sound quality was not on par with his expectations. Now, GT and Pop Fiction are long gone, and even its successor Game Sleuth has been put to bed. So I wonder, is there a scenario would you be able to reveal that source's identity? Estamos in contact, Caesar.
No. That was part of that's the. I mean, if they were to contact me and say go ahead, but that was the whole condition of being put in contact with them by another contact was that their name stays out of it. So. And the funny thing is, I don't even know if I have those emails or anything of that backed up anymore because
probably not.
Yeah. I have notes and stuff, but I don't think I have that communication backed up. So, yeah, that's I mean, that story has evolved though. There have been like newer findings that have come out since. So
Cool.
yeah, and there are even people who still think that, I can't say one way or the other, whether what they were saying is like the absolute truth or it's what they are saying because it's like, what they want to say. Because there are people out there who think the whole Genesis qualities, whatever excuse was just like a play from Sega to downplay the kind of like controversy going around encircling Michael Jackson at the time. So, there's a whole bunch of more information on that. Like there's stuff like Brad Buxter and the band that they were in as well, and some of that music making it into the game as well. It's like, oh wow, there's way more to this. So I don't know. I think it's a weird thing at this point.
Sounds like we need an update episode.
Not
Check
really.
in.
Not really.
Because I mean, do we want to get nuked off the face of the earth at this point? It's like,
Nuke it from orbit.
It's the only way to
yeah,
Sweetie, yes, I do.
yeah.
be sure.
Yeah.
Don't. I'm just kidding.
When we used to do Pop Fiction Damiani, I always felt bad when you would like write a script and you're like, we reached out to Nintendo, we reached out to Sega or somebody, and we didn't hear back, or they wrote back and said no. And like I always wanted to get like a Muscle Man. That's like that's what I wanted to get. Like Batman with the wire. Like they leave from work and they're like in the parking garage and they're like, whoosh, I'm like,
Yo, swear
tell me
to
about Sonic 3.
I will
Swear to me, top 10 lines in movie history.
Swear to me.
The best
Pretty
thing
good.
was back at Game Trailers making that episode, the Sonic 3 episode. The original thing was I was recording all this Michael Jackson music, and both Ryan Stevens and Bobby Burns walk over to me and they're like, "What are you doing, Damiani?" And I'm like, well, this is for the episode. Like, I have to like show off the comparisons of the music. We're not gonna like, you can't play Michael Jackson music in the episode. I'm like, well, we're not playing the whole song. We're just gonna show the similarities. We have to play the notes from this part. And he goes, "You're absolutely not putting Michael Jackson music into this video." He goes, "The lawyers will be on our asses so fast." He goes, "You cannot do this. We tell you there's a lot of things you can't do, but this is one you really cannot do." I was like,
Remix.
Yeah,
Well, the funny thing is,
Remix
though, in
wasn't
that
invented
context,
yet.
like that is a definition of fair use. It's just Viacom lawyers would be like, they just don't want to deal with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Viacom lawyers specifically, like, still dealing with them, like,
Well,
very funny sometimes, where they're like,
the-
we can't
the-
use Getty for this, we have to use this for this. And I'm like, why? And they're like, just do it. I'm like, okay.
In the Viacom umbrella, they owned music companies. Like they had
Yeah.
licenses to stuff. And I remember talking to Brad Winters and being like, "Hey, I had an idea. We were like batting around an idea for a show that like, what if we if like someone releases a new album, they just give us like the top music track from their album, and we cut like a game montage to it or something, and then we can release that or like do some thing." And he was like, "Yeah, I'll get on the phone and see how that goes." Like, I'm sure that music company will be like, "Yes, obscure gaming website. Let's do business."
Please.
From Ollie, what are your usual sleep schedules like? This last week is not indicative of my usual sleep schedule at all.
Yeah.
Typically, I go to sleep between 2:30 a.m. and 3 a.m., and I wake up at 10:16 in the morning.
I usually, I'm either bed at midnight or like 2:30.
Same.
Yeah, I don't know that
Sometimes
I
11.
could say usuals. Yeah, I guess usuals would probably be bed around 2 and then up around 9 or 9:30. But yeah, this past couple of weeks I've kind of been, with just being a little bit more off. Like I've had nights where I'm up to 4 or 5, and then I've had nights where I've gone to bed early and woken up late. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it feels good.
But
No naps.
yeah.
Do any of us nap? I don't allow myself naps.
I definitely don't get
Yeah,
get
napping
naps in, no.
can screw me over.
But but then like embargoes and stuff will always throw me off. Like, oh, I'm waking up at 5 tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's inconsistent as well.
I'll nap if something's coming up that's brutal. I'll be like, okay, I gotta just get like an hour or something before we do this.
Getting up early stresses me out really bad. Like, I'll worry about it for days.
I don't like to get up before noon.
Should get up before noon, Huber. We need to get a hold of you sometimes.
I told this.
Why 10:16? I don't like to have my alarms on, like, I don't know, like, the typical numbers. I don't know. It's
Dude,
always
Blood,
something I've done.
I can't wait to tell Beth that joke. Blood, she's gonna laugh really hard. It's good.
It's not a joke, Huber. It's real.
Yeah, exactly. It's a burn. It's a burn.
That was advice.
Yeah.
From Varun Kachwaha, Varun, sorry. Hi, allies. Here's a competition ranking the best bonds in a game. This is 100% super duper serious. It is the definitive ranking that will last forever. So there are multiple rounds, but there's 2 games per round, and we got to pick the winner. Okay. This is tough. Round 1, Mass Effect 2 or God of War. I'm assuming the new one. I'm assuming
Just better
the
game.
remake. Better
The
bonds.
bonds.
Oh, better
I
Bond.
was hoping it was gonna be James
Better.
Bond.
Oh, I haven't played Mass Effect 2 in so long. There's a lot of different types of bonds in
There are a
Mass
lot
Effect.
of
I-
different types
The
of Bond.
thing that's getting me is like Mass Effect 2 is more
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, Robot Blood.
opportunities for.
You're
What's
botting
that?
it out.
Oh, he's
Bloody.
back. He's back. He's back.
You bought it
Okay.
out. Say again.
Yeah, I think that's the difficult part for me is with like Mass Effect 2, there's like all of these different characters that you could have bonds with, and like different personalities could be swayed to different people different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like obviously like you have that one extremely strong important bond in God of War.
Yeah.
It's tough.
This is
call.
hard, dude.
Quality
And,
or
like,
quantity?
Bonds
not to
are
say
like a
that-
gameplay mechanic in Mass Effect 2, as chat pointed out. Like you
Yeah.
can't get the good ending without full max bonds, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
that finale, dude. That Mass Effect 2 finale with the payoff of building the bonds
Right.
Yeah.
is next level.
I'd vote for Emmy too. Having
I
not
think
even
I
played
would
it.
too.
I think I
Uh,
will, but just don't tell anyone.
Right.
It's very close.
fair.
Just be between us. Round 2, Majora's Mask or Persona 4, Golden specifically.
Ooh,
Majora's
I might have
Dude,
to.
Wait,
Persona
think, 'cause I don't have
Bonds?
Persona 4 as well.
Persona
Yeah.
4
Right,
for me,
probably.
but I haven't really played.
Man.
But I would
Just
lean
think of the father and daughter scene, Huber,
Yeah,
in
dude.
Majora's Mask.
Yeah, but think of like, what's her name? Nanako Dojima or whatever. his name was.
Dojima, dude.
Oh my god, yeah, Persona
Same
4,
vibe.
dude.
Dojima and Nanako.
What's,
And
what's
more.
odd to think about Majora's Mask is the bonds. So you're a spectator to the bonds. They're not really bonds with you or with Link. You're seeing the bonds between different.
Yeah,
Well, you're
you're
kinda
reestablishing
helping
people's
facilitate.
bonds.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to reestablish
Link
the bonds
doesn't
of
speak.
everyone.
Yeah.
But
Like,
then
as
you're
Joe
reunited
Chan
with
says,
your horse.
Persona's a
You have to
bond
fight
sim.
aliens to save your horse.
It's true.
You do that in Persona also?
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
do.
noticing
I forgot about
there
that
are
part already.
semifinals and winners that we can't do. There are 10 rounds. We're done.
Okay, let's.
after this
All
go.
right,
Sorry.
lightning,
All right,
lightning.
Just to go
Persona
through the
4.
regular rounds. We'll just-
Persona.
No,
We'll
we'll
just
do
do
them
the-
all.
we'll just-
Persona 4.
Okay, we're doing them. Okay, so it's me too. Oh, jeez, come on, pen.
We'll just go faster.
Faster. Must go faster.
Okay,
Must
so
go
we're
let's
not
faster.
discuss
going
next
fast,
one.
you know we're
Round
not.
3, Yakuza 5 or Kingdom Hearts 2.
How dare you? I refuse. Let's just move on.
And there we go. How dare you.
Kingdom Hearts. I have like a lifetime. It's always Kingdom Hearts stance for bonds. So
Yeah, I'd go with that too. Because some of the bonds and like, I guess Kingdom Hearts 2 kind of has like a build up to from 1, and some of 5
Refuses
is like
them
new
first to
characters.
answer.
So that's what he always does. He didn't. He refused to do the top 5 games and then immediately did it.
Sea
I
salt
don't want
ice
to be a
cream.
wet blanket or whatever.
Sea salt ice cream. There we
You
go.
never went.
Sea salt ice cream.
There we go.
That's it.
Got
What
Next.
the hell is that?
If you don't know,
Yeah,
Is that what
Never know.
Yakuza?
that I actually know.
If you have to ask.
yeah, if
So
you
wait,
had
are
to
we
ask.
are we giving it to Yakuza then?
No.
No,
Kingdom
I'm
Hearts.
Kingdom
Playing
Hearts.
for Kingdom
Oh,
Hearts.
okay.
Round 4, Metal Gear Solid 4 or Final Fantasy 15.
MGS 4.
Ooh,
Four, dude.
4, I guess.
Four
yeah.
with the payoffs. Gotta be.
Sunny.
That Otacon and
Hubert,
Sunny.
Snake and
if you say
Otacon.
MGS4, then I'm convinced.
Yeah, Snake and Otacon is too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Round
And Meryl.
5.
Meryl has some good lines
Yeah.
in there. Some good storylines.
Round 5, Life is Strange or Walking Dead the final season.
Oh, Life is Strange.
Life is Strange.
I'll say
Final
Life is
season
Strange,
was
but I
good.
haven't
Life
played the
is
final
Strange.
season.
If it was first season, it would have been a little closer.
Yeah.
Side with Huber on that one.
Also depends on what decisions you made. Your bonds could suck in the final season if it didn't work out. Round 6, Persona 5 or Pikmin 3. Come on now.
Persona.
Oh, Persona 5.
Yeah.
I get what they're going toward with Pikmin 3. Nice
Pikmin
try
3.
to pander. Nice try.
Okay.
Nice
Yeah.
try to
Good pander
pander.
pick.
Ooh, round 7 is we're losing Huber on this one. The Last of Us or Shenmue?
No. Let's all be silent.
gone.
And Huber has now he left.
Damn it.
Only Huber can.
Only
It's-
Huber can
it's-
pick.
It's back to that God of War type one, right? God of War versus Mass Effect, where it's like
Yeah.
Shenmue has so many. Ellie and Joel, though, really good.
Yeah, I would say both games have good writing. Do both games have good acting? Is the question that I have for you right now. Does the Shenmue acting
Oh,
really
great point.
compete?
This isn't about acting. It's about bonds.
Acting has nothing to do with how well characters represent. The
voice
acting in
acting-
God of War did nothing to help me connect to those characters at all. I would vote Last of Us.
I don't want to choose.
I'd say.
All right, well there we go.
But
All right, I guess Last of Us.
I don't want to
Round
choose.
8, Uncharted 4 or Fire Emblem Three Houses?
Wait,
Fire
what? Which
Emblem.
ones?
Uncharted
I never
4,
played
Fire
it.
Emblem Three
Fire
Houses.
Emblem easily.
Oh,
Fire
gosh.
Fire Emblem
easily.
with this group.
And it's like Persona-esque bonds
I
again.
bet it's epic.
I beat both of those games, and I think
Rank it up.
Fire Emblem, no problem.
Uncharted 4 is, yeah, it's good to know. Round 9, Final Fantasy VII Original or The Last Guardian? Come on now.
Final Fantasy VII original.
I'd say seven.
Cease
Yeah.
this. Final Fantasy 7.
I would kick that cat bird off a cliff.
This one's
He'd probably kick you off.
Yeah.
Great. Either way, I wouldn't have to deal with him.
This one's for you, Ian. Round 10, Kentucky Road Zero or Animal Crossing New Horizons?
Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Nice. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, semifinals. Mass Effect 2 or Animal Crossing New Horizons?
Oh, that's kind of tough. Mass Effect 2 definitely more story based, but like you could form some bonds with these little animals.
Or not.
Yeah.
I've definitely
Yeah.
been kind of iffy on some people where.
Yeah.
Hey, I live here.
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect 2.
I think Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Semifinal 2, Persona 4 or Final Fantasy 7?
It's hard to beat Persona just because it has like a bond system.
Right.
Yeah,
It literally-
actual bonds.
Yeah.
Like Jotan said, it's a bond simulator.
Yeah, it is.
Build the
It
bonds.
is.
But
The more
I
you
can't-
use a
it didn't make me
character,
cry.
it's-
Yeah, Persona
They're
and
limit breaking
Xenoblade
things.
both do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Semifinal
Persona.
3, Kingdom Hearts 2 or Fire Emblem?
Fire
I
Emblem.
never played Fire Emblem.
Kingdom
guys,
Hearts,
so-
baby.
Okay.
Sticking with
Fire
it.
Emblem is so good. And
I know, I
cared about
played it.
all those people.
Damiani, what do you think? Seems like
Stick
Damiani
with
could be
the-
a
Damiani's
deal
the
breaker on
breaker.
this one.
Stick with the Kingdom Hearts bonds.
Nice.
Yeah, baby. Justice.
You weebs. You
Justice.
weebs.
From one week
From a
to
Fire
another.
Emblem fan?
My anime game is better
Arguably
than
the
your
biggest
anime game.
weebs around.
All right,
Hubert.
then you not weebs enough?
Now, I think the writing and the acting both delivers in each of these. Hubert,
Uh-oh.
Metal Gear Solid 4 or The Last of Us?
Big boss Huber.
Dude, seriously. I'm thinking of two scenes right now, and I'm gonna let you guys cast the vote. Okay. Ellie carrying Joel out of the school while he's bleeding, or Liquid Ocelot and Solid Snake fist fighting on Metal Gear.
I
Which
think
is
I'm
a
going
stronger
for Last
bond?
of Us.
I mean, for me, it's Metal Gear, but I have more history with that
This is tough.
franchise.
I feel
So
like
tough.
I feel like Metal Gear is like a lot of it is the player filling in some gaps, whereas like it's a little bit more fleshed out in Last of Us.
I might go Metal Gear because it was like over a decade buildup. Like I felt that
Big Mama.
Big
Yeah.
Big Mama's a little weird. Big Mama gets a little weird. I might have to change my vote now. It's weird.
Huber, culmination.
Just remember this-
culmination.
It is the
The
culmination,
salute.
It is the salute.
dude. Yeah,
Are
I'm
you
going
just
The
for
for
original
Damiani?
pay
The
respects.
grave, dude.
Yeah. For a time, it was my favorite game of
Ocelot.
all time. MGS4. It was above Resident Evil 2 for like a minute.
Brad, are you swayed either way?
Ocelot, the
Nope.
true hero.
No, I can go. Yeah, whatever.
MGS4.
I like them both.
To move along, I'll vote for MGS4.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. Semi-final 5, our final semifinals. Hello. Life is Strange or Persona 5? Oh,
Dude, I gotta go Persona 5.
Yeah,
even
same.
above Life is
Yeah.
Strange.
5.
If it was Life is Strange 2, then
okay.
Why do you want me to add a beard to Delicious?
Oh, geez. Every ally has a 1-point vote and a 2-point vote that they can use to
No.
vote on the following
Jesus.
to determine the end ranking.
no, just finals.
all right,
just
all
a
right,
clean finals.
All right, Mass Effect 2, Persona 4, Persona 5, Kingdom Hearts 2, or MGS4?
Oh
Those are
man,
the finals. Which wins?
I think it's P5 for me.
Persona 5.
Wait, read them again.
Mass Effect 2,
Mass
Persona
Effect
4,
2.
Persona 5, Kingdom Hearts 2, or Metal Gear Solid 4?
You know what's not fair here, and that I would probably give it to Persona above Kingdom Hearts because Kingdom Hearts to me is the whole series of books. You have to have every game. It's just chapters in one big story. Whereas Persona 5 is its own start to finish, bonds, done.
For me, it's Mass Effect 2 and Persona 4 would be my votes.
Persona 5 and Mass Effect 2.
Pick one.
Mass Effect
Pick
2.
one. There can only be
They
one
said there's
Highlander.
2
They
points
said
and
pick
1
two.
point.
Pick one. Only
You
one.
didn't say
Make
which
it
was your
quick.
2 vote.
Yeah, I'm picking
Mass Effect
one.
2.
Picking Persona 5 and it's done.
Yeah, it's done.
Damian, what'd you pick?
Sounds like Mass Effect would
Mass
probably
Effect
win. If
2.
you both gave it your... Yeah.
Mass Effect 2, Damiani?
What about you,
I
John?
don't really like P5 as much.
Dang.
I didn't finish any of these games. So yeah, probably... Again,
Brandon Jones hates Bonds?
very eager to move away from this question. So I will vote Mass Effect. Yay, congratulations, Mass Effect.
Oh,
But
I
we are
liked it.
not... We are moving on to the next question, but we are not done ranking both Kingdom Hearts 2 and Persona 4. From Alex, happy holidays, allies. Please rank the following games from best to worst in your opinion. Final Fantasy X, Dragon Quest VIII, Persona 4, Final Fantasy 12, and Kingdom Hearts 2.
Can you
Dragon Quest 8
post
is my
them in
number
Slack.
one.
Post them in
yeah.
Slack.
I think 12 is my least favorite on that list.
12 I haven't played.
We'll put it into general.
Oof.
Dragon Quest 8.
Dude, I think-
underrated though.
I think DQ8's my favorite too.
Yeah, I would put 8 at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Ahead
Oh
of Kingdom
man,
Hearts.
really? I feel bad. I've not really played Dragon
That's
Quest
like
8.
My
And
favorite
I
PS2
tried it.
game
and
when I think about
wasn't
it.
really into it.
Or one of.
Great call, Brad. Honestly. Top
It's
5.
so good.
Yep.
It's so good.
10 out of 10.
And Damiani, you like 10 more than 12?
Yeah.
Final Fantasy? Is Persona 4 better than Final Fantasy 10 or 12?
I think it's better than 12.
For me, this would have to be between Persona 4 and 10.
10 is pretty sweet. So is Persona 4, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Both great. Both great. Both tough.
Jet.
Jet, dude.
Jet.
Jet. Is
Yeah,
it
this
Jet
is a
or
weird
Jet?
for me because I played.
I don't. Yeah, it's
Jet.
Jet,
I've only
right?
played
Yeah.
8
Jack
and
Yeah,
10.
yeah.
and Titus's fodder.
Yeah. Jet.
Sir Jet. That's what Unica.
Orin,
Yeah, I haven't-
dude.
Orin, true.
I haven't
Orin.
played Kingdom
Dude,
Hearts 2
Orin.
or
Orin is
Dragon
the
Quest
swing
8.
vote.
After Final Fantasy VII came out, you're like, okay, you got Squall, you got like he's
Orin.
cool, but then like, who's the next badass character? It's like Orin just shows up in that trailer. You're like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
That's the Final Fantasy badass I'm looking for.
That belt dress.
Roman
that
Fun
eight?
Five.
Kingdom Hearts
Kamari,
2 better than
dude.
Final
10.
Fantasy
That's 10,
12.
yeah.
Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts.
Kamari was pretty good too.
So Dragon Quest 8, Final Fantasy 10, Persona 4, Kingdom Hearts 2, and Final Fantasy 12 at the bottom. Is that our top
Sure.
5?
Seems
I
good
never
to me.
played 8, but sure.
Sure.
Dude, Dragon Quest 8.
8's the best, dude.
That was
Best in the
surprisingly quick.
biz.
Corey Jackson, in honor of One Piece reaching 1,000 chapters on January 3rd, my question is, if you could have a Devil Fruit power cannon or non-cannon, what would you have if someone doesn't know what the types are? Paramecia, Zone, and Logia.
What?
It's really weird.
I'm just gonna write something about One Piece as the name
Yeah,
of this question.
I just remember they give you like powers. They could be really weird powers.
What's Paramecia do? That one sounds
I don't know
fun.
what the hell that is. I don't know what they're called.
I got Zone. Full on Zone.
Oh, Zone?
Zone,
I
Zone.
wanted to be a Dragon Ball or Naruto question.
Paramecia, Zone, and Logia.
Yeah, I'm not caught up in One Piece, dude.
Haka Logia.
Yeah, I'm a couple hundred chapters behind.
Yeah, I'm a couple of years behind.
I'm like 1,000 chapters.
Jolly
Zone is
Rancher.
animal. What are the
Aw,
other two
now you're
names?
spoiling it. Well, hey, I picked the right one then.
Like the Animorphs, dude? I want to turn into an
Yeah.
animal.
What's Logia?
Someone wrote Logia dude, so I think Logia is probably the best one.
Turns
Logia
into
turns into
elements.
elements. That's pretty sick. Yeah.
Logia,
Logia's
dude.
sick. What's
One Piece has
Paramecia?
great bonds.
No one is telling us what Paramecia
Flame
is.
fruit. Is that what Ace had?
Paramecium.
Brian from Happy Gaming. Hey there, allies. I remember hearing that over the last year, Among Us has become the most popular game to play on elementary school playgrounds. My niece even dressed up as the imposter for Halloween. So did my godson. While the concept of doing this was absurd to me at first, I looked back and I was actually used to do this all the time. When I was that age, I would pretend to be Chrono or Mega Man, and other friends would be Master Chief or Banjo-Kazooie, and we'd make crossover adventures together called Games in Real Life. When you look back to when you were young kids, did you ever do this sort of thing? Pretend to be your favorite character or act out your favorite game moments? What was your favorite activity to play on the playground? Also, wanted to give a quick shout out to my fellow ally, James Davey. We met on the forums and have decided to try some Happy Gaming podcast episodes and other collaborations together. We'll be sure to shout them out and share them on the forums and Discord when they're completed. Always love and respect, Brian from Happy Gaming.
Dude, I was Napa all the time.
Man, I was
Just on the
Batman.
playground?
Batman is Superman.
Yep.
We were doing X-Men always. Like,
I know a Dragon Ball.
What mutant power do you have? Blah blah blah.
I forget what grade it was, but me and a friend of mine, it was whatever the show Beavis and Butthead came out for one entire like semester. Him and I acted like Beavis and Butthead in class every single day. It must have, like, our teacher must have hated us so badly. We just tried to talk like them the whole time. So we just like saw it as kids on MTV, and we're like, this is gonna be amazing.
Yo, is Beavis and Butthead coming back? Did I hear that?
Yes,
They
Something
did
about that?
for like a little bit.
So pumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles definitely had me practice jump kicks and stuff.
Dude,
For sure, yeah.
Jump kicks.
Ghostbusters. Twister had us chasing storms, which in my hometown was not safe. Those are actually tornadoes.
Jeez.
Definitely Ninja Turtles too. By one of my grandparents' house back in New York, there was a playground, and there was actually a part that went like underground. It wasn't like a real sewer, but it was like a fake underground tunnel. And I was like, always wanted to go there. I was like, dude, this is the Ninja Turtles headquarters. Let's go. Didn't want to leave.
We would play that, but it was
So
it.
rad.
From Mo Grant. Hey, allies. Well, I've never had a chance to play any of the Persona games. Finally, some Persona talk. I found myself just absolutely falling in love with the music from the series. I first noticed how awesome Persona's music was when P4 came out, and I've been gradually exposed to more of the incredible music from the series after years of following video games coverage and reviews, a good portion of that being GT EZA videos. My appreciation only continued to grow as Joker was added to Smash and brought a ton of tracks with him, and when Last Surprise was performed at the Game Awards earlier this month, you would have thought I'd already platinumed P5 by the way I shouted, "You'll never see it coming," every time the chorus dropped. All of this has led me to finally buy Persona 5 Royal since it's currently on sale and is downloading as I type this. So my question is, have any of you experienced something similar where you found yourself obsessed with a specific part of a game, single entry or series well before you actually played it yourself, whether it be the soundtrack, character design, or general aesthetic?
I mean, this similar scenario for Darksiders 2. You know, like I did a preview for the score of Darksiders 2 and listened to a lot of that. And then, like, yeah, eventually when I played that game, like, I played that game to listen to the music while I played it pretty much. Yeah.
I was obsessed with, because they kept showing it in game stores all the time, the Creation of Hyrule cutscene from Ocarina of Time. Like, it was like a trailer to play, and they would always show that sequence. And I was like ready to go. I was like, yo, cutscenes like this? I was like, take that, PlayStation, Final Fantasy 7.
There's like one cutscene like that in the game.
And I was like, oh, dang. I thought it was going to be like this big movie game. And I was like, nope. It's not like a movie at all.
So it's music that made you love the game before you played it?
No, just anything out.
Oh.
Yeah, just anything that you got, like,
cool.
Yeah.
The Dead Space prequel comics. Read all those prequels. Was 10 out of 10 hyped. Had never played it. Knew I was just going to be obsessed. And there's a prequel leading up to the release of the game.
The funny thing is, I think I can I have a lot of these instances like when I was a kid, and like I didn't have an NES yet, and so there's a lot of those games that I hadn't played, but I was still like very obsessed with, you know, seeing them and learning about them, and like getting like I managed to get my mom I managed to convince her to get me a Nintendo Power subscription before I had a Nintendo. Because it's like, oh, if I get it now, I can get 4 players guides too. And I'm like, and that's like when they first started like really publishing players guides regularly.
So awesome.
And then like I had read like a lot of those Worlds of Power novels before playing any of those games. So before I'd played Castlevania 2, before I'd played Mega Man 2, before I'd played Blaster Master, I'd read all those books.
Wow.
Oh yeah, there you go. You just remember. I don't know why I didn't think of this. I watched the Legend of Zelda cartoons before I played the game, and that's what
Really?
And that
Oh
was
my
that
God.
was my story. That's what
so
I thought.
funny.
That is what my head filled in the gap for the stories of those games because there was no story in those games. So I just imagine this wisecracking Link going through Hyrule.
There were times in my youth where I would read the guide, like religiously before I even could play the game. Like always on the ride home and stuff, you'd look at the manual and the guide and stuff. But
Well, yeah, it was one of the things with Nintendo Power is they published full maps, so it's like I can just
Yeah.
like with my finger or whatever, trace like the whole route of the game.
Well, this feels like the 10th time I've told you this. Please watch High Score, that documentary that came out this year. You like meet the people behind that. It's amazing. Ah,
I had
so good.
PSM. Remember PSM? PlayStation?
Yep.
Not PlayStation Magazine, but PSM.
Aren't there? Oh, never mind.
That was
I
really
almost
good.
saw something.
I love how much I played Hubert the Dead Rising 2 prequel demo and the Neo demo, and then never finished either of those actual games.
Right?
Demo, you get your fill.
Yeah. It was just I was eating like chips before dinner, and then the plate finally came. I'm like,
Yeah, that Neo beta, yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
scrape up these veggies, and there were like 2 Neo betas. And like went back and played more. From Roaring Buttocks. This is a game. It's called Eat, Admire, or Companion. In this game, you'll be given 3 animals or creatures from video games, and you must choose one to eat, one to admire, and one to be your companion.
No.
All right.
Happy holidays, Happy New Year.
refuse.
Hope you can live with your disgusting choices. Love and respect.
I got you. Damiani.
Eat them
Here
all.
we go. Here we go. Number 1, Chocobo, Zergling, or a Goomba.
Okay,
That wasn't as hard as I thought.
Chocobo Companion.
Chocobo
Yeah.
Companion.
Mm-hmm.
I'll admire the Chocobo and get the Zergling for the companion. Eating that
Wow.
Goomba for sure.
Eating the Goomba? That's freaky, dude. It's
That's
got
a red
eyes.
mushroom.
That's
It's-
They all have
mushroom.
eyes.
They all
It's
have
like,
eyes.
God,
Gross.
it's just
Like
it
cows don't
seems
have eyes?
more humanoid. It seems more humanoid.
I don't know. It seems
Eating
like
a Goomba freaks me out.
seems soft, easy to eat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
God.
Like eating a Zergling, dude. No.
Right.
Like you're gonna bite
Yeah.
into your.
See,
teeth
you don't
are
have to
gonna
carve
melt.
this thing out. You're going to a restaurant, and they're like, "Here's Goomba," so it's presented to you, and
Yeah.
it's just, it's on a shish kebab. Yeah,
But a Chocobo definitely, just tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
Like, so
But you
that's
can ride it.
But you can ride it. Like Chocobo would be the best companion.
oh, Zergling companion would be rad.
Won't listen to you, Jones. Would try to kill you.
That's just a companion. That's the thing. It's
And a bad companion.
You've had some storied friendships, Jones.
Number 2,
Jones is
Alex the
Queen of
Raptor from Tekken, Parthenax from Skyrim, or King Dodongo from Ocarina of Time. I'll admire King Dodongo. Parthenax is that's the ultimate dragon, right?
I don't know.
Eating that
what?
dragon for sure.
From Skyrim?
And
I'd
Alex
eat
the
all
Raptor
3 of these
companion.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I'd eat all 3 of them.
I'd eat all 3.
Good.
Cook them up.
The Dongo might taste good.
Let's go bomb some to
Number 3, Ungard from Donkey Kong, the swordfish.
Oh hell yeah!
Okay.
Guy's awesome.
The Windfish from Zelda, or Ultros from Final Fantasy VI, who is a octopus.
dude.
Oh, Ultros calamari eating him.
Yeah, let's eat Ultra.
I
yeah.
don't know that
Let's
Windfish
eat
looks
Ultros.
delicious.
Yeah, eat all of these too.
Yeah. What's
A Windfish
sushi
would be
for
the one to
sure.
admire, and then what was the other one?
On guard.
Ultros
On guard,
and
yeah,
On Guard.
on guard's a companion for sure.
Sure. You're right on guard around.
yeah.
Nice.
I think
Bop
I've eaten
dudes.
swordfish. Have I eaten swordfish?
Oh, Swordfish is great.
A phosphorescent slug from Demon Souls, a Marlboro from Final Fantasy, or a head crab from Half-Life.
Oh,
Kill.
horrible.
Kill.
Eat the head crab.
Eat that head crab.
Oh,
It's probably so
Friend
gross.
of slug.
Yo, eat them all. Eat all these
I'm
things.
trying to remember
eat
the
'em all.
slugs. Yeah.
yeah.
Burn them all. Just get out of here.
Marlboros are massive. I guess there's different versions
There's
of them.
different
Damiani,
versions,
but
yeah.
they're
Bad
usually
breath.
they're
They
usually
got bad
poop.
breath.
Yeah.
They'll blind you.
Yeah, you
wanna keep
you
those
don't
around.
want to eat
All
that thing.
sorts
That'll
of
make you
elements
sick.
of eat it.
I'd
Mhm.
befriend that slug though.
Machoke, Mr. Mime, or Jinx?
What is this?
These are animals.
These are
This
animals or
is-
Pokemon.
yeah,
Skip.
Skip.
Eat them all though.
What's going
Slippy,
on?
Peppy, or Falco?
This is-
Why not?
No,
Come
no,
on.
can't.
Hang on, across the lines. Can't go
That's
back.
the line. All right, Tirju Engi with our final Q&A
Wait,
question.
did we get the second Varun question in there? We had
Oh,
a
we
makeup
get
question. I emailed you.
Oh, that's right.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
I
Saved.
skip it twice in a row.
Save.
Yeah. Boom. Whee. One of my favorite things about you guys is how open you are. The honesty and warmness that I perceive is something that differentiates you from so many other content creators. You wear your heart on your sleeve, so to say. However, that openness that makes this place so warming and welcoming can also be a weakness, because the more you are open, the more personal things get when people criticize you. They'll use aspects of your personality to just disregard what you're saying on a review because it conflicts with your own personal opinions, for instance. It's something that's more of a one-way street, which makes responding to these things harder. And I can't imagine that it feels good or has any benefit to your mental health. My question is, how do you respond to these, to the people that are out there to get a reaction more than anything? How do you keep your head when those do actually manage to have an effect on the psyche? Thank you, Varun Kachwaha. How do you deal
Good question.
with people
hard.
using...
Yeah.
It's really hard.
It's weird because it's like I'm not. The way they're framing it, I feel like I don't necessarily have so much of an issue with. Like it's weird because like I feel like definitely
Lucky.
there are times where there might be like personal boundaries crossed, or there might be times where people come at me for some reason or another, but I almost feel like they're sort of separate things in a way in my mind. But
Yeah, they'll come at
what
me
must
all the
that be
time when
like?
I give
I know.
when I give a high score.
I mean,
It's
yeah.
like, oh, that's just hubert hype.
Reviews. You
Right,
get
yeah.
shit like that all the time.
Which is freaking this has kept me up at night. This pisses me the hell off when everyone says I give high scores because I'm just a hype man. I have one of the lowest averages in Easy Allies for review scores. Come at me.
True, you're a real
Come at
real
me.
battle axe.
Yeah,
Boom.
You do review a lot of bad games. That's true.
But even
I'm just
like
kidding.
good
I'm just
games, it's a harsh. I give a harsh. But I don't know. It's all perception, you know?
I think the knowing for me helps a little bit. Like to me, the podcast comments were rough for like a couple months. That was very difficult to read because there's nothing I can do about it. You know, like there were, and a lot of that stuff, like there are people on the podcast that like those are comments directed to me. It's like, hey Jones, you know, yada yada yada, and I'm just like, okay, thanks. You know, like I guess that was potentially constructive criticism, but then I just I think of like the meme where the guy's putting on the yellow suit to go into the comment section. It's kind of how I feel whenever I grab love and respect or whenever I grab corrections. I'm just like, okay, I'm used to this now. I know what to expect when I go into this, so I can just shake it off, hopefully, or try. Takes a bit of the edge off.
There's a real big difference. I talked about this on the upcoming episode of Easy Update that we recorded right before this. But like, there's a big old difference between people criticizing your work and people criticizing you.
Mhm.
Like, there's a big difference between someone calling one of my episodes lazy or someone telling me I'm ugly and I should kill myself. Like,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
big differences there, and like they both hurt, and they both hurt in different ways. A way I deal with if someone's just stupid, like saying something dumb, I'll like clap back with a link to a video or something like, or like someone said I looked ridiculous, and so I just put a picture of Snape after the ridiculous spell was cast on him, and he's wearing like that fur coat with the hat, you know, and he's just like, you know. You just got to find a way. But most of the time, the correct answer is don't read them if you don't have to.
Yeah, avoid.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard though, because like even I tell myself like, oh, don't let it get to you, because like so many comments are just like so dumb and so mean, and it's just a random stranger on the internet, you know. But it's like, even if I tell myself, oh, don't let it get to me, you know, it's fine, it's just an internet comment, it's just like getting poked, you know. It's just like eventually it becomes too much, and I really try to just like disconnect with everything.
You gotta it's weird because you dwell on it. I dwell on it. Like
Yeah.
it'll ruin a day, you know. Like
Totally.
time will heal it, but like it just makes you wonder. Every time I wonder, I'm just like, what kind of person, you know, like what kind of person is so bothered by just another person existing that they go out of their way to just be an asshole for no reason, just like just to hurt someone. And it's just like, what's the point of this? What are you trying to, like, is your life so sad that you've got to reach out and hurt somebody? Like, try positivity. Fuck.
Yeah. Humor. Like, I think about being mean to people in high school when I was like a bit of a bully, you know, like in instances, and not in a way that like, you know, keeps me up at night, but in a way that I'm like, I wish I hadn't done that, or I wish I could. But like, I don't know if I'd gone back in time and been like, hey, you know, stop being an asshole. If like I would have taken advice from myself and been like, it's old me. Old me doesn't know what that's talking about. And like most of that stuff just came from like, I find it funny, you know? And so it's like, it's sometimes it's like, just as simple as that, you know? That's the other thing too, is don't, you know, try to get in somebody's, you know, headspace, because it's like, you know, who knows?
And high school is a good example of that, Jones, because like I would get bullied by some of the upperclassmen when I was a freshman or middle schooler. But then you find out, like, yeah, not always. Sometimes people just, thought it was funny and they were mean or whatever. But like most of the time it's like, oh, you find out later, like, oh, that guy's like got a really shitty home life, or like that dude's doing a lot of drugs, or like whatever it is, just pulling fake examples. But like you find something out that makes it, contextualizes it a little more. So I guess I kind of do invent fake lives for these people sometimes. Sometimes it gets scary though, man. Sometimes internet people, it's like prolonged ongoing harassment can be a real fucking mind killer. And it's just unnecessary, and I don't understand it.
This has been a difficult year. Oh, sorry, Huber.
No, just like you'll read like 10 great ones and like people are so nice, and obviously the Easy House community is the best in the biz, but then like one bad one will come. I always dwell on that, you know. I don't like that. It's like I just gotta.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Is like, I mean, I generally have my guard up for the most part, and like I mean, I started out, you know, in this stuff like moderating forums and stuff. So like, a lot of this stuff has less of a chance to really get to me. But there's just certain topics that are like, they'll get to me. Or if it's just something that's like, it just essentially feels like spreading lies. Like those are the ones that I tend to feel more like the need to say something back to him. It's like, no, this just isn't true. Like this is not true. This is not a thing that's happening. This is just
when someone is just like wrong. When someone's just like dead ass factually incorrect and being a dick about it. Yeah. I'm always just like, dude, like no.
Because you want to explain it.
Like, but then you're like, it's not worth it. Like some of the times you get in on somebody with it, and then it's just like, I mean, politics and stuff is like the real killer, but oh man, it just goes
funny
nowhere.
Seeing tweets from friends that I know that are, you know, that do a lot of, you know, have big creative jobs, and like they'll offer some curiosity on social media, and then like there's like an addendum at the end that's just like, I am not writing this tweet because I want responses to this, and please do not reply with this specific thing. I am just expressing myself. Right. It's like they have to, you know, in a sense you have to do that sometimes, because it's like, this is not an invitation for you to disagree with me. Which is, a lot of times I'll like feel like tweeting something, and it's like, do I want to answer these for 2 hours? I don't. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not going to tweet that. Sorry.
Right.
Share that.
And it's funny the way YouTube comments work, because like people, it doesn't show when comments have been downvoted, like how many times, but like it goes down. Right. And so like for me, it's always like the top whole bunch of comments are super awesome and really great. And I wish that YouTube had a thing where it's like, you're 5 from the bottom. 'Cause like, the last 5 are always just fucking brutal, like really mean, and I'm just like, I don't want to read those.
Yeah, that filter where it's like, if you press this button, you'll see naughty words, and like, let's do it.
I just see everything chronologically, so it's a little different for me.
Twitter also stresses me the hell out. Just like, do you guys ever have anxiety to like tweet something good, or like, do you ever have anxiety when you tweet something and you're like, are they gonna think I mean something that I don't mean? Like, do you get that?
Yeah. I only look at Twitter. I only look at my mentions, you know? So like, I don't use Twitter as like a thing other than that. So it's kind of nice, because it's like just people who follow me, and like occasionally assholes sneak in, and then I just mute them.
You're very good with quick replies, Ian. A lot of times I'll just like something, and you're always like, "Thanks." You're very good with that. Very timely.
Thanks, Charlie.
I got a nice softball question for everybody to wrap up the Q&A.
Yay! Love it.
It's been a little emotional. It's been difficult. Lots of ranking in this Q&A. From Tirju Engi, is there a food you like in some form and hate in another form? For example, being okay eating pear but can't stand drinking it, or don't like cola drinks but easily consume those cola gummies?
Ooh.
I don't like
Cheese.
eating tomatoes, but a tomato on anything. I love tomato in a burger, but you give me just a tomato slice by itself, it's like, it's brains. Like,
I'll do you one better, Jones. I don't like tomatoes on anything, but I like ketchup.
That's a good one.
oh yeah, trouble with pizza. That's right.
Cheese in a taco,
Generally.
not cheese on a burger. Give me a hamburger.
Interesting.
Wait, you don't like cheeseburgers?
I like a
Whoa.
hamburger,
Fascinating.
but I like
Weird.
cheese.
on
Overpowers.
Weird.
Yeah.
It overpowers it. Cheese tastes awful.
Pizza too. Cheese, pepperoni, cheese, pizza. Sure.
Everything. Y'all got some cheese?
I know. I like cheeseburgers. It's not that I don't like cheeseburgers. Like
Right,
I
right.
prefer
A hamburger.
A hamburger.
Yeah.
I just prefer it.
Okay.
Okay, most
I like
fast food
cheeseburgers.
cheese is trash anyway. So
Yeah, it's not
Chili
really
cheese dogs too.
government cheese.
Yeah. I like cherry flavored candy.
Oh, that's actually
I like cherries.
a funny
Yeah.
one. Like the chili, the kind of chili that you would put on a hot dog or whatever. Typically, I'm not a fan of that kind of chili. I like more
Yeah.
like robust Southern chili, lots of kidney beans and all of that.
So
yeah.
like Wendy's chili.
Robust.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I mean
actually-
Wendy's isn't exactly the best example.
No, I
of it,
know,
do
but
get
like
it.
if you're going fast food, Wendy's chili is probably like the closest to like that.
Yeah,
That's
because like a
cool.
chili
It's real
dog is almost
chili.
like a paste. Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
No
Man, now I
quarrel
want, like, a
with
stew.
cheeseburgers.
No quarrel.
No quarrel.
Wait till you read the comments, the cheeseburger comments on
Yeah,
this
what
Q&A
the-
post.
They're coming
I'm going to
after me.
send each and every one of them to you. Jeez.
No quarrel is really
No quarrel.
No coral.
quarrel.
But here's something weird. This is really weird. The Big Mac is my absolute favorite hamburger from a fast food place.
Yeah.
Cheese is on it.
Yeah, but it's not the
Western bacon
the patty in the
cheeseburger.
middle really kind of drowns everything out. It's a lot of bread going
It's
on.
interesting here.
The Western bacon
from Beaver.
cheeseburger I'll get as is with the cheese, but if I go to a restaurant, sit down, I'll order a hamburger. In and out, hamburger versus the double double. It's so bizarre. It makes no sense. No quarrel.
I would expect.
Yeah, it
no
is
less
weird
from
ordering
you.
it in and out because like they like you say double hamburger, they don't understand you. Like, you mean a double meat? I'm like, just it's a double hamburger. Come on, like they always got to correct you there too. It's like just if you understand, you're wasting time. Just like say yeah.
Fun fact: because they cook their fries in the beef tallow, there's nothing on the menu at In-N-Out I can have.
Aw.
Their
Not a
fries
thing.
suck too, so it's like doesn't help them out.
McDonald's, the fries are cooked in beef fat. Not
Didn't they
vegetarian.
change that though?
I think they're not vegetarian still.
They used to spray them with like milk or some weird thing too, like some kind of milk derivative, like sugar milk. I don't know, some weird thing.
Ugh.
I swore off. I did make a resolution as a kid, back to the resolutions, to never go eat at McDonald's again, and I never did.
Sometimes need cheap. And they're also they're one of the easiest places to just peel off the bun and then eat the meat or whatever without like because they don't do lettuce wraps there usually for their cheap
Burger
stuff, at
Lounge,
least.
baby, hit a Burger
Yeah.
Lounge. That's good shit.
Shout out to Bacon Cheeseburger in chat, who's like, you called?
McRib is I never
Bear
had
and a
McRib.
burger.
I don't know what it tastes like, but what the heck? Yeah, I just get like the 2-for-2 McDouble thing. I just take off the bun. It's amazing. Get a bunch of like burger stuff at a fast food, and if you like, you usually someone who gets lettuce wraps or gets protein style, buy it off all the buns and take off all the buns, put it in a bag, and feel how heavy that shit is just on bread alone. It's insane how much shit is padded with bread at like fast food places. How much bread is in it?
I got
Oh,
the
I guess
McDonald's.
Stop doing that.
McDonald's French fries in the U.S. are not suitable for vegans or vegetarians because they contain beef and milk. Years ago,
Yeah,
the
you're
fries
with
were
the meat.
cooked in lard. When McDonald's switched to vegetable
lard.
oil, customers complained, so beef flavoring was added to adjust the taste.
Interesting.
Beef and
Wow.
milk. So they're not kosher either? Because isn't there a thing
Yeah.
about keeping beef away from milk too?
Yeah. Those fries.
Weird.
Man, McDonald's is nasty, dude. I don't know. I can't with any of that.
Dude, I love Big Macs.
Roll.
Meh.
There we go. We did it. I'm hungry now. I gotta
Yeah.
I gotta have a snack
It's food time.
for a group stream tonight. Who's hosting?
Yeah, what are we doing tonight? What are we?
I asked in schedule. Nobody
You
responded.
should ask that after.
Yeah, we'll talk to it after. We'll jump in
We'll
Slash
figure it out. We'll
who's
be
streaming
back in
tonight.
an hour and a half.
Golf with friends tonight.
Oh
group
shit!
stream.
Right.
Golf with your friends, not golf with friends. Golf with your friends.
Your friends.
Golf with friends.
We are Easy Allies. This is our Q&A tier. Sign up for that tier if you would like to be a part. Ask questions. Thank you to everybody. Some people the first time asking questions this month. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody supporting us in 2020. With the exception of our stream tonight, this is it for me for 2020. Wrapping up the year as far as streams and shows and stuff like that.
That's
Cup of
not
Jones
true.
next Monday, but what
You're
else am
shooting
I
a
streaming?
podcast tomorrow.
Right, but it's not going up until
It's
after
a
the
show.
year's over. It's a
Oh,
show.
All right.
That's right.
I thought you meant
record
for
the podcast
work.
literally. Put up that love and respect post for everybody dropping questions. We're talking about other tiers, but this is the Q&A. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Damiani. Thank you, Hubert. Thank you, Blood. Thank you, Twitch chat, and especially thank you, patrons. Bye.